na se the car omo ya
omo
ya is me age craft me say
when na you what
ya o say o say be shepo ni mo no boss ne Fred ne and say boys here kogu Dubai omo ni mo hoyi obata nkofi omo nyina ya Jeffrey me say manase mo but omo nyina kan fo say atade mo du pa mo du omo say adana me catch us say omo wabu akwata no so ntade hene omo ntade ne top quality
na wachi ne he hane
ma chi no come person me shego wi ana ma ye me nsase
atu de you say the wa shego na wo down wachi no okay so 57 that's 1957 no ano ma use and in crass symbols no de ayeye and they atre a number no na wo di ne gu akire me de no so 57 ne gu akire na o ma bonu fancy di maria we am say come akoma na ma sign so na ma po bi di akire
yeah after show no na say me sound it just in there yeah
so sound dia sign for more about and fan ko diska money is everything money and na me yes ka money is everything chama and na there ni pa yes
sign when you fan come Gold Coast for
chama me say kwa my radio
yeah you know
me kwa no ni me pesa wo famisia wo o fami na mo scam o mo miska na if you want them say mo wona aja because na there ni pa yeska
Wontumi
na ya enra score for no so am I at say obeba o score police station for
no mutie
yeah hey I still here
almost say
me hono me nya call from Cantona say and some na here tia kan nyina na o mate na yenye very very careful say yen call boy Sunday special ne sa Wednesday evening sa 5 minutes 20 minutes no ne fa me shia omo just how they are moye omo ne bo wie no mo share ya o me check your car papers o me check
oh pag no so okay o de kasawie
entiro the be here free man say just say ya show mo and me catch say oh say there omo uniform ni bua ya na tight omo no omo tumi enjoy omo ho mo no so mo pede a omo
no for me kade
ya me di omo ho ya can't na ne don mo ne ajema mo asco police
so mo ne yebebo
omo ne your match say no ya ujinya jituma me magiatum because I know me jitum wie
magiatum was here date ne effect
oh ya jiatum
ya
me da se pa
asco police me
feno bia be hu game no
oba police so hwe de you know
asco police station
enko ade
mo ko ade no ma wie eti say date no fa nhye April ha ba bia enye to no man ko so ba bi ye be dopi a check bibia
ara say we ye the doctors and nurses na me ba they be a fa paracetamol rara I was
say now you be Wontumi
and also police be also the ID card ba
ya ma mra no ye de be ha ye be say about ya later
you know so much check it the police is your friend service with integrity
all the time
you know me bokwan bia so yeah because he impesu aso ya
so I'm say problem ka goalkeeping na hono goalkeeping no na
what our house goalkeeping so sa dan e bobo game ye bobo match na Saturday throughout the whole week ye man come bia ana so be pie kura na ye police no e dey almost so ni social area abo bi sa ti ana se be try hard w eh David shawa kwa wase ye san farma w na kamia mendam ya ko na kamia mendam yes afọ about time w na onu mum na he about time so ana so about time na he oro so wo sana watwere ya nko ba bia o o se dey
ma me man we sofo ti o ade we ne da bia me ka o
se maka da me ka se me bon power
efie nim say me stronko
say 40 days and night fasting Dabi check and w and monitor way you are a year na mutu ashe dey no weird and I can my still crowd them can you
why
I was shirt no okay to mudi am enti okay to say why you also on the beba carry ne also on the ba Say Bosch and Murom was my name to Adia Ombaja, one and be a microphone too. Come over.
It's a guy in a car.
The building also a bus. I come about to for police.
Where's he? Police about 10 and run. I was it.
Police.
Na send you to the men and number.
W. I don't want to get you any. I was okay to hear you want to go qua. And as I can say, oh.
Well, 2 for 2. 2 for 2. 2 for 2, pa.
You mommy, the wire, my phone, dear, they be on the comments. Maybe say, Brow, I'm breno. Because my son, dang. Me.
Say, oh, mammy, or what the be out, sorry, I'm paying. So sleepy, mamma. I want to sit down and be free. And I was only very far.
My son, dear, pa, tell me, I say. Men so much so explore. Tia shoe and what Jane.
Yeah.
So my police for the match on my Canada.
I'm a bomb
champion midfielder.
Almost so serious, show way.
Aha. There is a penny mood you want to know to
was it?
Penny mood bet, yeah. Would ya, once say, offensive of corner.
And there's a show where we have become. You don't drive lances.
1 month.
1 month. The last 4 years. So, your mom and show man, just 4 years old. And walk up near the bottom. Are you 1 2 4 quick now, young comrade.
Power specialist about hospital. Yama me doctor kwasi dia ya say yen kan fa check Ghana for na say ya dia ben NLT to say nay ekokora hepatitis B, C and A. We born on sweat to ase dem all eba no fatty liver so na bema na oba ontimi with sciatica to sintintiri na twetwe amesre wada waduro no enie Ghana say call power specialist about hospital na amonso etimi mu ana onu koya na de adia ya ba malamix adia ba na mpato edu malaria se kama adia ma eno ati cough chemist no and I'm say to a one say the amount a dear about tonic and untumi dia who bet to the Amabians at your way ya top about shop and pharmaceutical shops and I'm sweating more gun and boom I had a sunny dia open say sorry I did and crafono and coca SCP, a road no swat, power specialist, Herbal Hospital, a bus stop on them, and your boy Jima, Kumasi Fayasabo some train, me pato Utu Nesene, a desable some chokwana so, a Dia Johnson, and your boy Jima, Takra de or Kodua Naji Estate, me pato 0244 544422, Nanan Penny4 Sweat Makasa, Natural Company Limited say, woman under the process of capsules, no sweat mediaba, no process capsules, almost sweat mediaba, the tennis and the Johnson Tente. What you saw what ya ewo mo what you saw dem water me so nya bia ebeko 2-man capsules no why mre usisi na ball gaga premature ejaculation etu asenswa tim dem Congo ointment me so order eno dia babo me mpokoko na atewo so me porta bia udari wie na utititi woni adade nya no wokwa eno so ebetu ase eda bia to ndo bia kwa when source 8 0249 01 7101 now so them for sweat makasa Lawson beverages company limited semen country Ghana for nasa and if you thank God it's Friday it's Friday and sister bra we be come am no na person am no ba honma we ba ka chana say one for Lawson delayman butter snappy and I'm sweat to be send bag information and ba na ma agudie and sweat my de and for premature ejaculation be informa and maintenance low sperm count no and also ebetu ase sweat me de mamo afa delayman capsules no we obi I think asama to ko ba so menstrual disorders menstrual pain and atetewa wunya bia ko etu ko ase no burning sensation cholesterol nya no and sweat me to ase Dr. Loss siri no atop Ghana ntoni ntu aso diko na ko pa bi no bia nya kama 0248619999 no mo sweat me kasa mi dimafo about center. Hey, Dr. Tanda so na Dr. Sano Pai yanka French we are seeing us omuna buao no almost the time atoto yade bia anus 8 house no sweat masa yade ebanu stroke and joya dana to West Spain prostate enlargement and how obana bob sabema akwadansu nge eswet we fie nyan okwa when the time beto so amaneso nkuma fo nya aniagu eno ti se bia wayemre eswet ompema doctor esebra akwa agogo school junction when the time beto so enkra so pokwa semayira 0244 0704282 na so nom enso timakasa 3P garlic mixture eno efi piwak akate na piwak force yanka fanche Ghana for na se watemu so amusu no na eduro no de odiaba 3P na na ebuawo se bia immune system ayemre da bia da yade bia chenwa na do konse do a Mr. Unya na se 3P ebetu ase dama menstrual pains afei wonan eye utitiriti da bia da ananse ateme ene ade ananse sonye police ayo stroke na pesa ojonso a wotia enso ti we ma asman tetewa ene hawa wodon 3P garlic mixture kai na so no ama me se 3P garlic mixture e glass bottle man tin aye kokko ana me patcho red label ano aye garlic no ano so timi da label no wa bibia so etima kokka man so timi ediama umpewe na pede kopa bu bosesi a na bia so etimi na kama bia ton do bia kwa won se ka 0248928824 na ne mpanimfo akasa Zara me patcho enese ne mixture ane G capsules no efikareste company limited omo na diaba na se bia ojonson tentem anampos e bia wate kasam article we obi so so de chane se ulcer ena how se bia peptic ulcer ena no etima how anwati menstrual disorders ena tete wo oba anampos e bema gonorrhea syphilis browse ena tete wa wodone Zara mixture ane G capsules anwati de chane se Zara man capsules no e mrantie nko dia utimi ni agoye e wompam sabi sabu bema na wua wunya Zara man capsules ebetu ase edama hindi aba mixture eno de malaria fever typhoid and diabetes na away na ejane baby eton de organ bia okwa on South Ebetra Kabe 0246348334 na mpani focus Alaska Star Enterprise men culture seven original wallpapers and blind curtains 3D 5D natural design scene and obana kache no ba beji ebana artificial grass na wakoko for ediaba decorative watches and flowers sofa covers me patroni na oba bejo de na bibians eto kama enano pay wudu aduma yane Prudential Plaza and edition mu your Mrs. Anoche Plaza first floor and cry was circle TikTok honma would one my board you match say bibians eto kama 0200281080 924 and sweat makasa tabia herbal company industry say takum kope bo bona bians eto kama wo be tafre be me tafre e me mpoma gudia no sweat magina brand watinka samate kono e be bibians eto kama na mpato tabia zanike no immune system ana ayemra me sewada wina binuma ebeko afa infections awdo etiti nya no tabia zanike ene etu ase so tibidama aputu oja me pato kuma select road no so anampo men na say factory no so timu a ya boy na mo yendo no so ya tropete Ghana ntwam ni ntwa so kwa we say ka bi 0243686861 na mpanimfo so timakasa ayanu akasa system na ayemre no nei dia tell say enam so na ya dia bia chewa na do konse do nya no wo be ko no kokopa do a ebeboa ama system no so atima gina brand eno ena imlet haba supplement from Kantanka Herbal Pharmaceutical and Research Center mo na ko fa do and so atim da ba FDA for do stamp on FDA so and you say bia wo moja no enema bi wo mafi bi wo ma na o pese na ase atu amesra wada wo don imlet haba supplement we wudi pa ya dia bia no ebeto atena se sempo eno so edo to da da bi enti mansa ultimate wa ba bia ton do bia me koya no body ne fan imulet herbal supplement wa kwa jibi eno dudoma 0535112873 na mpanimfos etima kasa Ruta natural product jaso na Ruta Mr. no mesawa da sebia etridie malaria ana etetewa wodio ne unubia anam enso betu akọ fever ehu na jane afa Ruta live no makatos ebabua na tu na ya se afa ebabua na umoja no so circulate ye ama bians etwa kama so etime dama umpewe na pede Ruta tonic no etiti typhoid fever etisebia typhoid fever ana etetewa winya drobia anos abako ama bibia so etwa kama eda ba bia ton drobia kwa we say ka bi 0242662220 na mpanimfo ka science se watetete so we a super fridge promo and I say for so etwa kwa faba me pato se bia a fridge no why was say whisker so better fridge na so say whisker na wadi we are no the license for tete so the tennis or kokoje o 45 liter air fridge e license for the besu dem an person office an person ebia 688 liter side by side refrigerator and opening na no we want to say she about the chest freezers display fridges na we kwana so kokojo de am bias at one come na o tony na no we say o multi prices ni na so no we say 5 years manufactured defect warranty. Room power now pay the everyday prices for everyday people. Nyame aya dema 28th of March and 8th of April. Nessa Easter na and purchasing for any na bias eto kama. Said the debia kan ubo rep e showroom sa do na wo kwa promotion egusua. Nessa no eto cost serious or chakukulant no medical di one dance e da chana me say kam biem essence adama fo nyina munya serious or chakukulanta anam nso beti abamo no pomu engine award the semen so to aba so say bia enei about prevent overheating o kana kwa kakana sisi nya no the tunnel say na be prevent no so so na be boa no mpo naturia and so to aba engine mu nya no ase atu say deku enso atumi adama na kana say no say bia we su car kase and person private car no person dia no and also etimi truck and person bus ni nya no okwaje serious otakukulant okwa aya tiem say the car ni sitie no mama na say na coolant no na also atimi dia gum na bibia so atimi akokama enso atimi adama 0544133169 and so atimi kase pasco heba air capsules and so atimi dwaso we ye brebo mu yonko na wo person brebo no dabia da mekato se ulifa no enne support ni padwa emani padwa no moja no eno so timbo papa ma bias etim kwakama eno tibi no wa dabia da wo se usiesie no na bias etim kwakama eno so timante na no pai se utiemi a wo kwano akokopɛ pasco ne be abebo na bias etim akoe afa be yi na se no efi bias de afi moja no mo ama na se no dada asetan bias etim kama eno so atimi da madoi ebes serve as infection fighter e bonompo infection how do you know a fight and sweat media tia baby a turn to be aqua when Sabaka Pasco herbal capsules na be also at your come 0557 453579 and sweat wakasa new lucky electricals company Eastern and sweat motoja na we kai Nessanos amam say nana obri yabo sports arena I want a Jumadian and sweat motoja I 3rd and 4th of April and a Side Median and sweat baso na team South one the omodoso pa your Kumeru FC your Nessane Adonku FC Jawana Sabangina FC and a team Saudi Bebre and so to ka ho na me adma 3rd and 4th and a Jumadian Airbaso na side attraction game na Caesar 11 and afa Alexis Di Godson 11 and also Thomas Tiami adma on the 3rd and 4th there e one year na yeba na ya so ya bitimi abe supporter bia ai kama
wow Paul me da say ya ba kwa mono ne ano no ene anope ne mo me da ABA Herbal Clinic and so I say my control say doctor say wo bana tena esu ene so no abona fe wono so ate e de free ene so sa wo bi a problem no ayi wani da bia wo person wani kokonti wo hye da hu ade ye duba bia so wani so obisiri a babani enso abako ama ABA Herbal Hospital no wako ama doctor so aboa afi so your banner wo menstrual pains and answer hypertension and dunya wo de ne stroke kana be say how wo ye bema na wo be so ball prostate and so albaya ABA Herbal Clinic no branch bako our doma ayi kromo be Beneza Preschool and after the other branch no and so our kwara so adwena say aye me market atwo no ma pay 0541565199 na just on ABA and so enkasa koja from and na koja product no koja pro code ano anababo ama migraine and also akwa and what you be a flu and acho say be out there no and so propu and answer paropai emsa was ama just a bono ni nyina mu asia wadro koja pro code no and so anabadu akagina mu kama and the other brush teeth ama wose no aye fita wonum ebe hwamafei wonum ebete obetumi akase ni pa o akyera wadwa koni pam e wabra o confidence level and so be kosro no and no either say water regular fluoride and answer chanko toothpaste and another brush teeth when aye household abusuan chamfana afamu nyina ma yusubi ama and so aye fine and ama mu do kashi drugland and answer central marketer do no be abeso to be ano wo sanso abeka number is 0244559597 just a kojak wo so the product no watch what na semens and yeka aye semensa aye semens vital herbal mixture and in the capsules and after prinker aye powder when aye Pemsai Company Limited and a de abajaso na siatica no abako you'll be out to be say your system and I said the pedrenimo so your banner menstrual pains and I say menstrual disorders will be a cocoa so when I'm any umajamanas when it's original or a guy formation here 442 what a droneria now our friend number good drone friend now what Trump said I will have any amo and a metro crab so I'm a drone said I'm a bit also I'm a team I'm on so my friend number is 0240 616061 answers on the summons and periphone and so and Casapo now yeah bar I question of the day so now way Amuzupi and so Adaroma Amuzupi about the question of the day or say say and twice Semeno so Ananka we a blasters coach Otuadwa Semeno Obon left wing maybe attacker say 11 One right wing. I take as a 7. That's a right flank or Bono. And also Bono as a center forward. Say striker. Say and I say hey and I come Sameno and so abo po.
On post national say na Ghana for Pedro Madina Cruz say right wing and Obabon good morning fancy and Odiaka ho and wachi Bana Emmanuel Heavens Gate as a right wing watching you live from Abai and Odiaba Ogidi Brown Jr. as a left wing watching you live from Achim Kade Ricardo Quaresma say left wing and also etimi obetimi denabo ohwe free Abuakwa Chicago and anu Kusuko Jokrom as a left wing Daniel Prempe as a Obabon right wing Afei Asari Bediako as a center forward. Zotovi Newton as a left wing and on us Arabono. Edena Free Sansom Anna Ankara as I say Arabono right wing Emmanuel and some as Arabono right wing Sanso Anna Nanaya Casti and so say Arabono left wing Sansona Eddie Brown and so Arabono right wing Afei Amnesty Junior as a Albon right wing and also Eka Esau Enoch I say good morning fancy for me left wing and Odiaba a fair branch Proms Junior say left wing or no Ashe if we could Banya Chrome Sansom Anna Aaron Oche as a right wing and also Ashe free and on person Obama a branch and abo a fair man aya Losu and so say left wing Prince and so say Prince K and so say left wing and also Etimi Ediaba just say did this and so it me post no ase
wo mate me da say na real quick momemfa aye bet to quotes Emma because Enra bet coast night man no 8 horse a boy 8 horse a boy no no pay me long shot nti you better say you no be see akobat quick BW48 F68 F0E and here 12 horse BW48 F66 7CE 10 horse and BW48 F69 88F 9 horse Yamra 8 horse BW48 F67 B0C BW48 F69 E15 so the last two calls 8 and 7 odds respectively and your day amount until top yama she new tia shibi and tade hene kwakwa akanabo e buakwa no so me post to social so number the contact account ti say wo pebia o ye ne kama pa na wo so wanya odie na I bet you quotes on live on your screen and it goes to 5 quotes makoma ko enum ana your day amount also bet me agina ye kwama no ne aba in the foreign news and am I for Shadrach and Eddie me am breaking protocol far a no Grace Ashley Eddie no Fedian mo kan because and then Black Stars agina kono yen friend no enkomra na yen toaso and so and free on this Wontumi TV digital satellite from the camp of Black Stars na ye gada according to Sporty FM Sporty 4 at the bar say Black Stars I'm so official about what come on to say $2,250 I'm say Chronobia Koso e camp amphobia breaky I Black Stars hotel I'm say we dey say abrofo chrono nya Ghana Austria ho and there's now almost far Rolex watches bienu you can Rolex watches and your watch kitwa kra adi omo kan kra say watches ni bienu bono valued at $20,000 ti watch bienu $20,000 em say ni paboni ni bi and so afa and them say cash and Kasabe $2,250 now say Black Stars yet so much involved Austrian police say omunye hwehwemu na hotel no omu deny hotel management ni deny any break in na mu deny dia omusa so omu CCTV cameras kwan so nya adwuma the moment of Major to that just say the market. But I will tell them so much as CCTV cameras, you know, Emsana and Fanshin. T aqua with the police for some shocked. You come and buy your money. I'm coupled with and then Black Stars and a Austria 5 o'clock. I kick off say and I got about the ball ABC Aqua. And your friend
Angwa Juma no you Yami Wohoda Se Uji Didia Obeya Juma such Renia no you Yami Wohoda Se Uji Didia Obeya Juma Ye bompaye Shamachi Israel Yehuwa Ilahenu Yehuwa Ekat We ahata et Yehuwa Elohika Bika Luvika Uvika Naveshika Uvika Miyodika Tode Yasak in English in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Shalom, shalom, boy, Kapo. Say Kapo chairman, I feel chairman
Yes.
Got time tabu kasamu send messages and ben no be say hey wo chairman ya dear pa say watch me assemble. I just quite be coming ho hen papa me.
Na guess it is okay how guess no me say guess no me say how many boys in this year me say guess it is say Wontumi sponsor I number 1 chairman Angwa Juma no you Yami Wohoda
on the show number to join us socials no so na so join your YouTube and on post Facebook no wo join us na pedi komama bia so and so atima wa kama na no pray mama fan tuja and so tifo me tefo say wa bra na sa uram and so to international duties sa urama and the match sa drum and so to one man na sa no 8 toja shebe na England ebo na sa 745 obo adiacha Uruguay minor and what in Netherlands and Norway game no and so to 745 so game 8 toja yan fan tuja from your tefo Switzerland minor when about Germany 745 was stories be and so to mama middle latest and so a few months so to media bar and what you mean fan tuja and some 80 from your tefo so and so man did this Spain woman saw their game 8 o'clock PM and I saw game 8 toja and some po an Argentina minor woman Mauritania game no and I'm so to toja don't sample and I'm so to media bar and what they say and I no pay fancy and so breaking us a story spinner and I'm so to media man and what their channel say ukoko piema match Saudi no so etimi to join na no ya ba so nya ba bedi ukomo ama bia so etima wa kama namom onim say na match Saudi and so etimi one ma eba so na before some ba na say na match so no na onim say Carlos Casemiro one so etimi si akan so etimi de ma me part the Seleção boys of Brazil ama to no so etimi ko kama na abranche Casemiro na bisa no say Neymar enko focus ai ana Neymar I was mo de ne bonus team no no pono so ebetimi be si akan etema na so national team na bia so etimi ko kama na ono Casemiro owu ni say no Neymar no say na o mo de ne ba o special special player or special qualities obetimi dia ba ababo ama bians eto kama o make a huge difference enti senai wo beti ba bi na o kasa bi anema no asese de esi hu no se bia wanyini anabia prepra anya jade so no ba na sa timi ma o wo nyama bebre ba ya no da na dia anam enso timi bua eman toto no enso timi ko kama Carlos Casemiro ana de sanse we na enso timi da toja ya don sampi anos eti dam ya tiefo na ya ka na sene omaya ni de Brazil ana fe nema hu sansam sa no so far the Don Carlo Ancelotti wapani baba ji adwuma so obo adwuma anam enso timi edama Brazil na sa timi no wunim sa wa fra aya number 9 ko makoma ko besa enso an wa fra mo atasa sa enso no wo mabo 817 minutes ana diama nesa Brazil man no na 817 minutes amabo no sa attackers wenyam obi anso timi fa ball enso nto atenam enso timi honma ya don some eba no baby sasanta kase bi ehwan a brancha ne de Matthias Cunha ebo ne ball enso no Manchester United team no wo ba de tension Matthias Cunha no wonom about 397 minutes adiama opanya fa no Carlo Ancelotti won fa go back ko kran to atenam mo de tonso Richarlison ebo ne ball enso de ma Brazil man no wo ball 174 minutes de tonso Richarlison wonom enso team fa go back ko kran to ma João Pedro about 153 the attorney son also enfa go and some 8 minutes more Victor Roque about 45 minutes at the Brazil and Carlo Ancelotti the attorney son also 8 minutes go William say he got Thiago what I'm answering 8 minutes about 19 minutes the attorney son also 8 minutes go afei a branch of funnel I say he got Jesus on also about 10 minutes the means sounds 8 minutes and I'm answering the opinion the another process plus no woman so intimate to atena and so intimate from the Don Carlo Ancelotti 817 minutes and wabo number 9 do have from no I makoma konso na 817 minutes number 9 bakokra and so 18 for bo Antonio ko anaposento atena opponent atena mo wobeka emma Brazil and so to me game on boy no a branch of Bremen what on the chance of the goal and so to attempt my Brazil man and to Brazil man attackers no number 9 from Wontumi for ball and so 18 to 10 from the Don Carlo Ancelotti medicine reporting also 8 with yaba na mama me Anthony so di ko kakra na opanya fan Anthony ne koma ordinary so onenes na say to going to and kokodi komo na branch ne say yebisa ne say Brazil fan fro na oman fro how na set me am for obi aso nim so form kama as say o for ball na to treat aso pia and you saw to bet pa na tana no so and ya dade am for no how no so yam for no and said I hand sa nembom the boss oyaness or take care some no be 100% fit na so 100% fit and do and so and say work up no what am so bet to Kobe amanto chano and am so to come this latest no and am so team jaba me so na team jama na the Don Carlo Ancelotti mama fan tuja and I'm sorry for me at first papa no on Rafinha and after Vinicius Junior say oman kofo bisasa se kofo yi wo me no obia on respective clubs wo me ya dwumaden ama bibia so atimi kokema bo omo bo no anu aden nanso aso mo Brazil na sa tuni ma Cascala pompe a Cascala ene man so ensedam fa enso anti from no so Rafinha dia oye good player or say good opportunities aso ati wonanim ana Vini dia obia nim sa Vini owe bia oye dangerous anti do pass o kanyansa enya sa chenchena to say striker da bia da e was say go da and you were Juman son. Ebia wo so beti aboa na team no awini collectively ama bias eto kama no ana majanti mu amuka sansam ni na no aya munya ya no ya Don Carlo Ancelotti ana de sansam no so atimi dia ba ya de sansam no so eti da me etiefo anso eti adwuma dia no so mama fan to just Kylian Mbappe ana pai fans e kan won sampi anso atimi de chirawo na nsa asema okan no so ne so ne dia wono say friendly match pa dabi intro ni mu no so we na friendly match ye World Cup ne ball game against Brazil. I was say a friendly match in Tiango and one catch or dabi and once ultimate you don't want to be bias etu kokama na Kylian Mbappe say one what press against Colombia or Sabo editia aya Colombia mano and besides add no so share masa win your chance now sell the Blues for no we mu just na say we jama esi akanya emnya fe na obetwetwe to ase aya ho kokwasa anya dabi and what's all your hope not be answer to come on the channel send so your chance now I feel up simple when I'm also better about the blues of France and I'm also to Kenyan and Mbappe no come on also at me about the sons of no and I'm also to them a tear for now mama me a branch fan at Swamene not yet no come on Kakana Swamene sir yanka enfancho bia se enna kwanya wanya eso tu kokobo Tom Bradley Stadium ono aya nidi yankwa nani eso timaje esansa wonwan kasa incredible sample wonam eso betimanya chance na bobo e Tom Bradley Stadium na the post ono so tu kasa aya dese before the game or test ye e ka chance chama ye me ba bo e stadium na stadium mani asia disample we ba bo eso etu stadium na na ndijiketo how be dom because stadium look nice, stadium very very good. And then spectators almost what my bus stadium na. Bibi aso chuka kwanti sama abrata chwamina ka yentie said osika nsam no.
That was great. Especially for me, football fan. It's incredible to get the chance to play in the Tom Brady Stadium. Texted him before the game to tell him that it was a pleasure for me to play in the stadium and yeah, great atmosphere, great fan base. That was dope. That was great. Especially for me, football fan. It's incredible to get the chance to play in the Tom Brady Stadium. Texted him before the game to tell him that it was a pleasure for me to play in the stadium and yeah, great atmosphere, great fan base. That was dope. That was great. Especially
someone else at two jar. Now I see Uncle Fancho be as I say opinion. You found Tom Brady no ono a former American football player. Now ono tested before the game catch and say chama. Oh stadium na debiana o kan want some say oh come nampa amparampani na nampa oh come ampa. What the sun some na atuma kwa two jar. You don some so to them ya tiefo. We must etia jwa de kasian kwa Argentina. Na yeni komo kakra mama me opinion for Scaloni. No come on manager and some team dem Argentina I'm not sort him now you be so chama o contract talks no sign out here yen say enter now contract and so to be na ya e jama na se dem Argentina man na sign na me kono so won kasa agent na gu so any federation president di komo am so no say no won so bet me extend na be to come by prem ni focus no and so to walk up no so we so ni musa walk up robetima ko na bibia so to come the rest there and depend on no opinion friend Scaloni namum and depend on the agent and the procedure and come mu bedi namum say idea we so ni musa the best future no and so etimi anese and come abeko so no and be decide say bia wonum so etima tra na pose bia we football ko no so etima kwa ya don sampi amiatie for line of Messi come on udim say nwumrei we mu bo the chamber Mauritania national team no na bibia so network reporter men South network kasala no Messi I expect say one so betima start at the free bench and now they so be start game no and so to the man say Argentina one man and a reporter men South network na urum so amu training sessions how do one so network ni na Scaloni at test players ambo bomudi on midfield enra na bako ay Simeone Bakuya Enzo Fernandez, Alexis McAllister, and Nico Pass. Yase Papa, and so to me test what we now Shasabia. Or Obetima Yimubi now almost what must start at Argentina, I'm not certain now. And your latest, and also from and so to me, but on some P and also to them here for Mama Francisco Conceição, Saka Day player Edema Portugal. Woman national team now. Now you be Saka Day says, open your friend Cristiano Ronaldo, Dos Santos year 7. Akwadai enti anasa panyenti mau wonti mama Bobby na o mai anhamu de and also Cristiano Ronaldo de any national team bia e won wiase bia eba pepese wo be for Ronaldo amana be bobo and so team de amano won share akwan for share goals ni leadership quality and upon the personality na wutu samparampa ni nianya pana so panino ni montema and so team so name of the apostle no so team kanyansa Ronaldo bana ono so team no anko for ye ne kase bia so team famra na so Portugal woman and national team namum the apostle kanyansa so mo equally good players woman and so betimi left frank no and so team dia koso na bibia bibia so choko entoni de do kanyina ne say I have just already born our man aba mo de but answer that home say no later sameden so ade ma yetie for and no pay enso team sports buffet no so na uru say nanu maduake enso atimi a player adema anasa man ni di at England nabom or planning the club trade na adema Arsenal boboko no na yebisa ne say Bronte Bukayo Saka woni Bukayo and a bonus na team no u position a obo e wa na mo ono so bo position about Arsenal one Bukayo and no person Bukayo Saka one enso team bona say uni sign oni ni bia ntam no ebia uni obi bo position ba ko aya na Ghana obo nse bia wa fa ba bi no akọ aja ho na aja so ya bibia ma no enya that uni ni ntam no sign na channels when you branch e fan Bukayo Saka e good relationship yentie sema no ni maduoke ade tuja
reaction. Can you talk about your relationship with Bukayo though, and how much you got to know him as a player? You would have looked at, I'm sure, in that position, but how much you came into the club and it wasn't the greatest reaction to your arrival. How much has that togetherness in that team helped you grow as a player, and what have you learnt about Bukayo?
Yeah, I think anyone who knows us or sees us knows we have a real mutual love and respect for each other. There are bits of his game that I try and take, and I think there are bits of mine that he tries to take as well. So, listen, we're very, very close, and we know, regardless of who's playing or things of that nature, we know that we're meant to be pulling in the same direction.
Can you talk about your relationship with Bukayo though, and how much you got to
na nasa boy and the answer na ni madueke edituja na yewe nya bi sa madueke sa chama na yekasa yetete sa quadruple mo baje quadruple enso anya ade ama na anu yada mukoko lusu na sa trophy bako edma the establish on Man City anya dade na afi no mo kone se no so se de tie no sa pepe na mo kono wo ma lusu bako de to mo hwa no musa wo ma de trouble na bibia eto kama sansa openya fan Mikel Arteta obia we a great coach awabua amani nessa team no bibia eto kama na ni teammate no so amazing to mo de wo mo twa no muso betima TV trouble no na bibia so atimi akokama nanu maduake akasai.
He was a player. That phone call that you had with Mikel Arteta and your dad about going to Arsenal, he said it was that two-footedness of this you as a player that was exceptional and made you such a prime candidate for his team. Can I take you back to that phone call with your dad that drove you from North London to Crystal Palace as a kid to build your career, and the fact that you could be on for a treble now in North London and going to a World Cup?
Yeah, no, it's when you put it like that, it's amazing. Of course, we're going for a treble and a World Cup on the horizon. Yeah, in terms of Mikel, he's been great for me this season. My teammates have been amazing. I think we've achieved a lot so far, and obviously we got to get over the line now, which is well documented. But yeah, I think so far it's been a good season, and there's so much more to play for.
That phone call that you had with Mikel Arteta.
Ahead of game, woman answering us on my phone Uruguay Ebebono, and the San Serenas at him there to jar. Ya dad the treasure me a tear for and what he young Ram Anson Etimo Nas and Omaya. They did Uruguay, Urum Sa Anwa, Fancy I can some P at the Chosa, woman answer to training, answer to Arsenal, woman 20 girls from a Bianson Etimico, come a Cansambre, answer the 14 Urminokasai, a branch of Digo Bentacor. Ono upon the ball and so the matter no more Bobokono, a branch and so to Kokosra, Nelson teammate, and some Etimo Nelson, national team camp, London, ahead of Gamer, woman in England, and so 20 Bentaco, and at the chance on so to Geronima, one and the Fernando Muslera, and some Etimo did to come on Bianso to Okama, Yadda San Seminas, Eti Damia Tier for an Anopai, and some Etimo Jumadian so. Now quite the minds out of Germany or Makatia, Mamin from Tuta, and I'm answering from your Tier for so Pena from Julian Gasman, Papana confirm me Edamasa and the game elbow and the Switzerland a double pivot and at the chance also able to mabo that's about number 6 from you know I'm a bias at come number 6 from you now what I'm on I branch Fano Graska and Angelo Stiller when I players me no nas Opalino what I'm on Medwana Business and Kai Havertz Abastatiana and also Kai Havertz a player Abastati essence or national team Nankasano a branch and a few more or Bobby Achenti nasa Germany finance betima fero enti na obestate obenya ministry answer to ball ama bibia so network kama ya de sansam no 80 dam ya tie fo na bisa sanam wey started abo ediama ka evet start to anymore what the can so be not double pivot na etio so and so etio the only problem cra Jonathan Ta and Slotterbeck and woman and started and some atimidiama na say omaya ni did the mind south of Germany ama bias etio come na bi San Antonio Rudiger no so Rudiger ne the only the jam fa ko sa de bi ho because ono ankasa no bonim say ni wo no ono ko a obetima bo enso atimidiama mo namom the post ono so atimika enso say I had done Rudiger and fall. Say be about starting the free bench and then post Abia. Yen fanning cast squad no can be about Shebono and the free stance when you're dead. No, what's the Rudiger Obia? I am on first and number the post Okananisa or a branch of French Slotterbeck or Jonathan Ta and Tidoka and Nanisana. Women ever started. I'm a Bianso at me. I could come and son something now. And I'm sweating with me a tear for me free Germany. My men from an ancient and some Etimo Spain. Nominee come on Spanish national team. Esan so kokopi mo Spanish national team no woman also wa yonko fa kan so mbabo na openya fan de la Fonte woman and manager asoma Spanish national team no papa na di komo be bi san say boss goalkeeper spa who will be papa na even crown 27 man squad out front no goalkeepers makuma and 9 and I'm from and so at the buy and the channels are opani and the goalkeeper buy and a better I'm to channel come and posa will share a team now with best goalkeepers now we are seeing now your 10 best goalkeepers are also 4 goalkeepers are from we baby oh we goalkeepers makuma ko tena the goalkeepers are from omunyina everyone because was so share players now one more dem mo bo enso dem mo various clubs now the biasum etimi ko kama enso tinimo mo na omunya mistake bia na omunya mistake bia goalkeeper bia be dam na bia no we onom emeritesa ono so ti da go enso etimi dem na se omaya ye from Spain and ye later sa e for payina catch enso etimi dia ba na Barca for no muntie one Garcia and a gamer na se Spain Serbia a branch and out you're really out and Serbia we prayer and Serbia the na see that be when we say almost 27 man squad and our man anything and some at this point for answer to fair now report on South Africa can 4 goalkeepers on the room I don't think for 4 goalkeepers in now and run our match day I was on the match day no 26 also teso and unti ana dia chelsa why one Garcia and so the national chair the South Africa can game on to me mobi want to me and say Jesse obesha bono also the free stars against Omani at Egypt reporter me say can say I know Tuesday and there be one gas and so much about no so to be see akadama national Omaya ni di answer the Spain but that's a report now and I'm answer to them here for Alex Baina answer a player Adama Spain national team now we born about Atletico Madrid club now Alex Baina and you be say tamai na odi Spanish national team now and after ATMS one ma ayin for pa and the chance one kasa feel correct pa and some Alex Baina so e depend on player bi o yasi depend on no mo the person cancer or feel good both national team and then club side sansa 2 different coaches no and the woman is also adopted to coach be a managers no woman formation number one also adopted to and never wow I'm a be some at all come ya that's a report on answer to them here for and no pay and some at what you no so no part me front tutor and I'm answer to from here first unum so payina you from Michael O'Neill one I Northern Ireland for boss now papa I do come up with him sir the tennis World Cup hopes now and now my friend Italy for and then I'm sweating mom now opinion and I do come now so to get to World Cup and so that easy so and very very difficult and so to them number one of the no when say World Cup afidiano and also ebetimi I the taste opinion from Michael O'Neill at the tuja.
For us to get to a World Cup, we have to get there. Of course, we want the challenge all the time, but we've got to recognise where we are as a nation and what we have to do. To get to a World Cup is extremely difficult. You know, for us to get to a World Cup, we have to get there at the expense of a nation like Italy, which is a huge challenge. We obviously had a huge challenge in our group with Germany as well. But yeah, I believe that, you know, to get to this stage is a real positive. We will take this forward when qualification comes for Euro 2028. You know, the players will be further along in their journey. We might have some additional players in the squad as well, but the squad is only going to continue to improve.
Komo kakra panyina ye fan Mike Onala no air manager Edman Northern Ireland ono some some na dia tuka na umam Arza Gula na yeni no komo kakra kodai e player Madrid or Madrid the assistant no ya goes no pai na okoni na set team so assistant any goes no dia chance no enso team ba bia so tu kakra kaya and no pay fancy Di Maria the sports god e breaking story no Edman sa kwada na fan Arza Gula one assist and a leading to first goal na so man di answer Turkey and to Kai, woman answer to me say, na mami front to after the game. I could dance first of all. One of the happy sample, woman answer to a comment. Number, the post on also to me can say, game now almost to me winning any dia any jankwa. Isal or Pisombe continue. No, but second match on the ball, and it's a course of an I'm also Etima Senoma qualify at Jerome Sweat to walk up at 20 year. Josh anyone against Kosovo. Women darkness and Nesuban Palm Danadi and some to a game of a boy and watchy and at the chance that's some qualifier. Oh, and your nest and Nidia Cassiapa and at the chance I don't sweat my boy. I don't some no and I'm sweating dummy at Tiafa. Woman I'm sweating with that and I'm possible Jumadia Casse. Nam Portama front to and I'm sweating from your Tiafa. So such a Siamano Casse. Wapanya Fanac Bolame. Bellamy so anya frimo what the worst national team frimo na Bellamy say we no onya some exciting times ahead na the person also to make Kenya say what can some be the edit players no what bonus almost from World Cup qualifiers yetesama Bellamy as adituja.
There's some exciting times ahead for you. There's a group of players. You have the Nations League coming up. Group A, you have a Home Nations Euros coming. It's not a bad time to be a Welsh footballer. I feel for them. My heart hurts to get to back-to-back World Cups. It was really our target, and to know you've not got there, and when you see players really disappointed, it hurts you more.
Absolutely gutted.
One answer to Jamie Samina, and I'm answering to Jamie Tefano Panino, answer Ocasanu feeling answer to one name, who is a walk up one Kobia, Ayan Ayapa, no church of a placebo or Mukrana, woman answering testy bita, and a fay, Omiya Majis and Komobaba qualified national team no more sort of qualifiers, I didn't sort to Manfa, and found my name opinion there, never some at my wire, this answer Samina, and I'm answering to Jamie Tefano Mame, Aya opinion and D and a person. No, an Apostle Republic of Ireland, Bossa, your friend Hogrimson. Now, upon you, one also did Kobakakra. Now, also the Czech Republic at the penalty shootout, and then you are more to be the free more at a papa are whopa. What's the place in now? No, Philippine, one Philippine, sir, one some anti-man ramo, no, per walk up and almost 20 man qualify. Now, when the Diana tennis, I was almost start to be beer free and now Coninano. I was almost start to send a bear in the next World Cup, no, almost so able to me a qualify. You tell some coach, no,
no, it's not much like you'd say. I feel pride for the performance of the players. They gave it all. I feel gratitude toward the supporters that showed up and supported us the whole game, even after the loss. I feel pride being a part of that group. But personally, and I know all the players will feel pain now. It's not much like you'll say after this, because we all feel pain, and it's nothing that somebody will tell you that will change that feeling exactly at this moment. So just that it's our job to restart tomorrow with probably no one smiling, but that's our job to just go again tomorrow and prepare for the next one, which will be Macedonia in Aviva.
Well, there was a nasty.
Now, we said first you finance fire and Shark Emma Etan and Padu Wano and a captain Adama Walls or national team no. Now Etan and Padu as a sooner and a sooner dorsal. Now a branch here so Eddie Komakakra, that's what Timmy Chow said to say Omania Fumo, now Funama from World Cup, I would tell maybe. Now Etan and Padu and so did come on, Etch, Kwamo first one, Nesane, Akumatia, Nesa, no sweat after say almost so anti-man World Cup.
to Jawachata, when a disappointing scoreline. When we are disappointed, simple. We went to 1 for minus some antimanco wakapa, and your latest and also from and sweat me diapa. Now, mommy Bafana, woman coach, your friend who got Bruce, na papa, and some acting come over, who got Bruce, and come on, the Central Fund, we could come who got Bruce out. Opanina, said, yeah. Sanya nyama kwa die asa World Cup yuko baya wodi djuma die na so beto wonya djuma biem enfama the Bafana the boys of South Africa biemo na ayesa na tesanso tiemo no so yanka fancho bi asa say aya desanya no na ehia ni sesi after World Cup no and tese bia ne career no and also etia ba na wie as coach now the post on also etimeka and so say yanhye the best the next 3-4 months after World Cup no anom nu ana dia tese bia ebeto decide obeko ana posa bi obetra aye adwuma edema de Bafana boys no na bi aso eto kama no enso eti sanka club panyina ye fano na so go Bruce onom enso tim da tuja ye dada che so tim da me etiefo enam enso no pay e odwuma no so na me go so me World Cup sense sam no anam enso tim da masa no me shift me gear na me ramo enso eto club side na kakra na me fo kakra anam enso tim fo na bibia so etim enko kama na wunim sase ya me no kasai Henrik Mkhitaryan situation I stand still Serbia season e ba wie ya me fra na consider Serbia wono so be retire e de football anya dade nya ne sister na no I stand still on this an adwen de jana na jia Serbia season no se bana wi obetwa ni Serbia wono anso betwa retire e de football ma no ya kakra na free Henrik Mkhitaryan wono na kat anso atim dia ba ya de sanse no eti da ma ya fa bronte ya ya kana se wasi akan e de ma na se football club ya fa Dortmund pay woba Manchester United ko Arsenal wo ko nesa club ne di anso di Inter Milan asese ho ana de tenso no so di ne juma ya de sanse minya ana anso ti da me atie for Barca for no nesa na I have this gate mom sanso sika gare mo muntie we informa me Barca for yourself munya madwe samboko preseason to this summer na mom dia tanasa empanifo di commercial befa mubanya aye training camp also 8 more Germany England Italy ana Serbia Austria eho ana mushanu Serbia mubako na pumakoko training ama bianso etwa kama ne later sa e football sa fona catch enso team da basane ba ya bibianso betwa kama so team da mama ane kakre from enso team da ba na urum sa kwa Daniel fan Rodri Cascante abon ball enso etwa establish on Mansere na abranche we enko fall kirisa obeto kwako ball ajama club ye fan I am Madrid na reporter me so etima kan enano pai anam anso ne so Rodri Cascante no adia entini emane nkonko ball enso keep na away from Real Madrid no aye bako sika dano so mienu enso etimi aye age anam enso dano so ni age no asa no so koran anu na two major factors and so entima Rodri Cascante enso entim konkobobo enso entim from Real Madrid Daniel later sa yenso ya dada cheso atida me atewo Fonsi Di Maria the sports god anya be da fono enso etimi atwa so enso etimi da mopani
me exo handle me the contact nyina ka o entade hene our tano so na atade ndi jawu fabric na no dey jawu
we no so young ronche
we nye ba ko na ya na tutu bi no
we no we wish akura bia unyam from correct ba bia so ti ko kan ti tade hene na minshira no
post ka mo so bia
so wonzo ade ne ba ye quality ana o show nya quantity so nya paatwa akra
ti yababa na yababa to aso real quick abadwafo ne bana yababa hwem live on YouTube live ma usa manfo ka Black Stars a game ne ho asem mo na so edomo prediction ya de bena yemenya botere behwem sana na ye di kan won samatroni Mbappe ka say wo game against Brazil no enye ne kan say friendly cry because all ball games ye kwakobo World Cup and my whole level our national team Edru ti enya fei ana ye ba be friendly bia ti say na ye can say Black Stars there friendly ni adre bema ti na against Austria we come say hwiamo sa na some yero mo hye wo mo na yehu said ye no so ebesi akoniu na bibia ekudie
bibia ekudie na se kamena bibisa o
mene say na ka we o ma me bisa o say ya o na bibia e ku de say no una kata na yiro pa so to me yiro ho na age because baby a football calendar season adru no untumi emfa bi enko home you can't even have 5 minutes say what they that yeah from Champions League baby a AP kidru no o say ye na World Cup no many people have even complained
transfer market
as a baby so and also ajipudu e so ye ho adwuma o say now what's also shade na many of the players no abo more minutes pa nti man for crash started complaining o e ma bibia en ha o obasaje for French na de adna kwa akoye no man for complaining say players na bobo dodo pa e bi kra be timenya impact e wo mo so maybe we talk about that later but yen share international games no and a blast stage na kono den e me de baby I starting common free no say looking at games e cause no bia no ball with that sort of seriousness I was share from a national team. Now, nobody currently a drew friendly game say, I know you want technical guidelines at the matches. You can't just say, so Ghana and Gambia come on, Ghana need to go. Say, come on, no, I can't mock on the making. Or maybe yeah, far country with Portugal, not no more. But you pick up an opponent in line with members of your group so that technically, tactically, these friendly I should say friendly opponents, you know, about prepare. So you don't just go say, oh, what for opponent you kick. Every single opponent you pick up, proud to major tournament. Tactically, technically, they need to reflect the same attribute members of our group in the boxing day, your friend is sparring. Say me no na ekokwa. Me fa wo so bi. Yeah. Na me na gire mu akwa obumi me hu se e kakra na obumi
it's all seriousness.
E bu aspire bu na nkrofo no omotumi tane na si no mo bo. Do pay the boxer wo speed na nako. Do ye more defensive na nako so that to betimi prepare we. Na wo kasi say my em fire friendly game so say ni agra. Na me wo twa dwena corner game no so Brazil and France. It was a game I never expected the Eshishana and Sakai. High intensity game. I thought I was just going to look out for rhythm and chemistry from both sides. I saw something very different. The other Shams prepared the team. Now, Brazil also prepared the team. But I started from Brazil. Ancelotti, a populist. Or a populist because. And now when the lineup now or the police amount for now what the TT reactions. A free game we could be able to make us on the lineup no view. I'll be back to few areas be as so touchy
because I know me be say almost say no o me yantia go silver e wa chiro and I justified the inti was say name e ba back because omani mo no be no ma wo creating
and no more direct
indeed say name and I wo born and say am Santos no say now cause physically won't mean more 100% will walk up my from any at least 60% of Neymar enough
okay so based on the okay you know quickly me Shadrack share we yen share no yen share from why make us say Ancelotti a populist kakra no Shadrack we the man is see person the two and so then I tell you why of for the lineup free the big boys you know clubs you know free but to please people. It didn't really go for balance in the final third. Not Julian says experience will do the job. Experience and the idea. Experience a boys now. I'm free Manchester United, about Chelsea, about Madrid, about Barcelona. I'm not annoyance in the war. And I'm annoyance in the war. Chelsea fans, per se Chelsea players not quite starting. So I want to say, where your flash score, me for free of one now. I'm here Brazil formation 4-2-2-2. I'm going to me as a channel. Tactically setting out open year power. It will show Casemiro from Manchester United. Andrew Santos from Chelsea, Rafinha from Barca, Martinelli, Arsenal.
4-2-4.
4-2-4 in a way. 4-2-2-2 breaking further down, but 4-2-4 you can also put it that way. And when you Matthias Cunha from Manchester United, no 5 Vinicius from Madrid. Once I can say and now this lineup here, you know, and you know the real lineup and necessary Ancelotti a born and ra. Because me shake game no mudin and who said no masama shada for offer me no to so. And no, make offer free ESPN for no ho. Omo the team share in a way. But we dey na make us a populist no, a lineup akase for no kwa but lineup no. Uru say na Brazil lack dey can say box engagement. Omo the ball na ba o me page o muti no obo so bi any top we France de no na France lineup we no ya o hwe no chia bibi be sesa wo so na me de be ko game ni man sa na ko kan de kro hwe ba bi a Kylian Mbappe da no Ousmane Dembele Ekitike and then Michael Olise under normal circumstance we attacking four we betimi abotia any defensive line we are say her I know the power but bibi kakra wa ha
any balance na
so will balance
Rabiot Chouameni
but a Mbappe relevance and so
okay
lineup we know Mbappe with huge relevance of France. Na mame sanka Mbappe de kakra ansa na ko ne relevance no so Mbappe will play abelo at Madrid medical team no first of all bianum say asem no koto gi no ho bianum say game won start 95% of pundits game analysts obia say Mbappe shouldn't for medical reasons start this game. If you hear game na commentator no crack say surprisingly odu Mbappe ho no say surprisingly and of the source. So many people as fast as Mbappe start the game will be about Boka Krabi from the bench. But now Mbappe be catch say so person prepare you for the World Cup or club football. Na club football so na say omo. So for Mbappe ni no issue na ya obebo 70 minutes and getting a goal no. Message be no catch abelo an medical team no. Oba back to Madrid. Muni medical assembly film. Send message okay. Patriotic say if he has started from the bench it would have been a continuation of the medical situation at Madrid. But the best start game no about here Brazil. About back to Madrid. Medical should be any who be. And no message Mbappe dema abelo an medical team no. Na we no be na amanfo nyamte ase. You resume club footballer. Mbappe say we say beba. So Madrid di key yes omo ye oh to boase. Mbappe on pray. It issues beba. It is so fit. Yes. And only the entity no bobo. I can tell you say did the chamber and said they na obusa ni bi no Mbappe bobo. Obetimi abo ye sure because o mebo don't worry bobo. And Mbappe bobo. But back to the relevance no. 2 World Cups and Mbappe akọ 2018 2022 ni nyina no ya wo all minutes available. Na make all games available. Now check it 2018 dia no. Now share 2022 dia no. Ade ba ku bi so peculiar e wo Mbappe ho ne say on Giroud or Griezmann. At some point, you know, on Ousmane Dembele now support no. But even though the Ousmane Dembele crowd Bamuna Mbappe is so important at the map France. But there is a new crop of players.
Wontumi.
Any generation be a Abba getting close to the final third, you know. Almost so adana the Mbappe banana all year one almost be say no. Na 2018 no check Giroud age no he was around 28 29 27 hono no but the technical excellence in no now I no station master we na box no train ball no the same thing to France in France 98 Steven Guvac adana me boni din on Zizou na when was at na Henry so it after no free bench support so Steven Guvac one more any shot on target but obo games ni na wie systematically na obo Aimé Jackie the system we call France 98 so Giroud technically yan pass yan dribble yan leke up play na sani man me bebre no Giroud from about aerial prowess aerial dominance aerial superiority Giroud at the back so not a compliment Mbappe the speed in the movement no but right now Mbappe is really aging ni no ho asem no what the coca 4-2-3-1 no ho na say Mbappe e box no ho na our box no ho say a 10 minute so it's a kitty can about ha Ousmane Dembele about say now these two boys no omo ba box no they think of finishing more than assisting it all these players here that omo some Mbappe said here Giroud ne Griezmann some Mbappe 2018 2022 no emma so sa
so when you know be anya goal no obeshe Olise to an extent now because Biana the focus on more of assisting yet when I go no so share but na dey na as I said na Ekitike ka say Olise mom na ya assist man share no an goal for Ekitike said o dey Salah obetimi dey aye Mbappe because only Mbappe na from PSG obetimi dey di Dembele because also na goal no pay Dembele no pay ana Mbappe no so do so for this three So the showma.
Boys two
they
say. Two Due ne Bakola no beba from Guso.
Oh, the members of Monya starters.
Cool.
So we make a Kitike on the left, Mbappe up front, Dembele bind Mbappe. Release on the right. So listen here out. We have fans on there. On your assistant. So 3 way no be any obesha. So you Deschamps never good distribution bar. I will say a positive sign.
Deschamps is not that positive for the manager.
Okay.
But then it reduces the relevance of Mbappe. So check game now. Argentina botia France. 18 one. Now Argentina chofuni na Mbappe musuru no. Mbappe from Iva Banega. Ne partner eko. Lucas Biglia. More eko deep defense. So Otamendi ne Marcos Rojo. Marcos Rojo credit ko run Mbappe nika at some point of dragging from natural to me Mbappe. Zabaleta mono. They all fought about something. The pace. Every major tournament, there is one major player. Yeah, teams in discussing him. France 98. No more discussing Zidane. And Ronaldo Firmino. What in Milan into no more discussing. Only said 2006. Na Matarese was so discussing Zidane because no money will Juventus. It has always been the case. So this discussion because of our France team anymore. And I'm saying, say, any time ball no get to the final third, maybe I be person kitike. So on video non to so. Now France team no converted into 4-1-4-1 with Tchouaméni or stay as a lone anchor, ejina back line anymore. France team no problem, defense. France team no the anymore is super. In Fifi no Tchouaméni is starter. Ngolo Kante ne Adrian Rabiot be 2 minutes na ball around Tchouaméni. A Chihon no Saliba or a starter. Na France the second ama right back no mawu. Gusto on your formidable right back. Mean going forward or dropping deep. Gusto when you good. So Kunde beba right back. But Saliba is a first choice.
Yeah.
Akado be kan ho. Oboma kan nyina like bibi. Saliba no so like.
So Konate Upamecano.
Only no like pace. Great pace. Bona Tomachia, they lack it. Saliba saw that problem. Omumi enu nyina on ball quality. Upamecano the ball no kono timi krekra. But ball no fraton finfio yen kan ho in close pocket no. Ada ko commit foul something. Opa need that speed not to track back. Now Konate krade ni kwa se me hame. So there has to be a solid partner.
Wait me here you see Lucas Hernandez as a left centre back. PSG boy.
Na me hwe.
Na ni no tuo no abon.
Why the okay pay?
Yeah, me hyper. Okay. Sinama me yaban.
Why pay?
Yeah.
It's a tactical option. Yeah. We need to wait and see. Because some of the big boys need to be banner makeshifter. Makeshift means by trading for no, but you don't believe in them. In 2% someone sakakra. And no na okwa ye na nkofa in amba. Now be yasem. So yeah, France team no you solid. Omujire babi pa. Now talking about Brazil issues. Brazil ni lateral say can say before the game no. And no money second choice central defense. Into now but take us over Dino. First choice in the undoubtedly obebo Marquinhos. No more Gabriel Edna count solid. But Mumi Nuni Honomore and Universal tournament at some point to be making a player from bench at any point. So but by be a Brazil team no we share a video na naka person Shadrack de Maye naka ye shakakra. Mama
highlight.
Mama no
highlight no kwade
no me anka some dia ma shada ye ho adwuma na dia ma Shadrack. Me ana that about 3 minutes. What will say Brazil team no? Ancelotti aye dey please big clubs you know. Say e go Thiago eba box you know. Now one of Cunha and Pedro ba ko pe be starting yaw. I'm very sorry to say this. Ba ko pe be starting. So when say Brazil team ni we no 4-4-2. Rafinha, Martinelli, Vinicius, Cunha. 4-man attack we are solid. But then just solid because Infinity are very light. So in looking for balance, it's a balance at about top and sana to be impact our method no. Now balance and then I say, over Vinicius in the Cunha or top, we need box engagement. There's no box occupation. Obiani area, how body free home, free home. Movie, video movie, Cunha movie. It is why another game no munya ama to anymore. Ka video ni so akabeme de pa. It is why munya born na ya no ma to because they wanted to go quickly. Amu jomo attackers in say a speed and amu profiles and they built on. So, check here, France had some few chances earlier,
and similarly Brazil so nya some few chances but o check it goal na Ousmane Dembele de ma Mbappe share na assister a cover almost about I don't know before baba assist no ngira ho na memfa kasem kakra bi o before no baba assist na France 4-4-2 ni France team ni 4-4-2 yawo mfimfini Adrien Rabiot Olise and a Chouameni who and Ousmane Dembele that top 4 no and a back 4 no Gusto na who said down Pamecano ni Konate and a left back no Hernandez and Abuni those are two top strikers in here but should the distance of the assist I don't know important you need two things here, apart from the formation two things and say you need a technical passer baby a ball no pass free no move into one yansa for a ball but try to come akolusu ball no you need a technical passer with a vision. Two, you also need to sync up with Kylian Mbappe movement through that half space. And if you're Mbappe or call, but or anybody in the half no share, Ousmane Dembele say, but touch a ball no 1 or 2, but pass we no. And no top pass na Maniko to 2006 Barcelona me Arsenal. Sa pass no Eto. In yesterday man Eto ko share no. Okay, sa pass no. It covers about 42-meter distance. And I say no. A bunny say no. Nature say open say Osha Goa. And you built from deep defense.
So we know France squad no. Mbappe ne ba o backline also be ba. But mo bana ye bobo no tuma obesa dwane ajamu.
Wakajo bia.
Because from maybe Dembele nya ball no halfway line echi omo half. Obobo no to obi an to Mbappe biem. Apart from Mbappe, Dembele no so won sound. Also cry won sound. But the problem is that Mbappe ne deba bia Dembele won wunya sa pass no. Mbappe is no known. Obeta free ball no.
Yeah, a person de call. Se menyo de ni bia.
Okay.
A person you kick no de call. No de call. But Mbappe doesn't pass from here. But the turning Ousmane Dembele loves to, release the ball from deeper. Michael Olise be release you. Ran Shakiri be rough kakra and sound we jaw. So watch this pass. The same thing in yesterday my to 2006 against Arsenal no. It covers about 42-meter distance. And the two touches the first touch is to 2006 in eto be far through she be yesterday no. And the ball no too straight. Oh be yesterday anya ball. Now she be Ousmane Dembele the distance to the receiving zone. And the ball no too. Oh be a far ball no. First touch, second touch. No family called Dembele to where the so where Iniesta to after we no Frank Rijkaard converted to double number 10s because na Gaucho or failed no so. But Arsenal for no ball quality football sitting behind the blocks. And no Iniesta buy because game we no na Iniesta bench. To Iniesta buy na Barca nya double number 10s. Watch the assist. It covers about 42-meter distance. Two touches. The first touch is to cushion the ball. Now the second touch and now Mbappe there so 2 touches. The first touch on the cushion ball. Watch the first touch. First touch in and no dinky no. A dinky dinku. A bunny say na 1-on-1 where you keep a bear crana be foul. Until after celebration he was waiting so Ousmane Dembele a draw no. Assisting move was anwa. You need player or you're very good in 1-on-1 situations. Look, France team we say no. Omo attack and you're solid ya on from the me na coach no start bench na say player as a coach na waje title no be pay. San call final the last edition no. Boys no respect no 1 2 almost sense no. So I say watch a roll na ma. E bia onya me nyina so nche 3 seconds. Also release one now be bench. Ana the ono so free bench e ba no so nimbo. Ja eno na omode na mo o say team bi ono ma o kakra coach ne kan o basa we fa na ball drew all sad ni bi but we modi no as a player as a coach no the show no wa bonje oh but asan ko final na no ya no san captain big boy the show Mbappe no kwa usuro coach no and Dembele usuro coach ba edi yeah now ka the champs most cause jemu kura na kwa na nda so kita boy mu yeah onyezo because that tournament we all start no sorry say be American but the amount of man can be free no what start to can say be say nanka wo hwe so be hu tactical and technical you may be no one because na Brazil for no ball in so money ball o ma jasa ball ne ball a European style of football American be yanko we should game throughout quick attacking football now Mbappe should go away. I'm saying Mbappe say go away being Kwan Ubenya if he has to be the main receiver in the final third then any better power. But unfortunately, he's not going to be the main man in the final third. Jean crop of players in Ebeninti. Just say Onu be chabo. Now Onu be chabo dia. Enemy who say Kitike go no. What is a Kitike go to baby Mbappe da no not shooting angle. So I was saying say a company said any later no yes Mbappe jitum say any boys in Aba. Or be chabo anymore. Unlike the days of Giroud, it's a free to answer Giroud that can't win bino. Yeah, it on my share a kitty go, no baby and Mbappe no dano. Baby and Mbappe dano mami who say. Okay, so watch something here. Now, I'll hold you on, Wahamami. I'll hold you on. Kokone chika krebi and hold you on kakrebi. So all who said they hadn't seen you. They stayed in between the two lines of defense. Two lines and then they say Onjira kakra. Two lines and then they say Brazil backline no defense no ho. Okay. And on my front line no eso ho. Andre Santos, Casemiro mo so. Now between the two defensive departments no, and France for one fin defense and a method also move fin. And they can say two lines of defense. Now in fin no more no. But now baby di Olise ho. Olise has to release the ball at this point. So you have Mbappe, you have Ekitike running ahead. Now I had me catcher as a biatro no yaw. Okay, some catcher say France against Argentina. So volley no okay. Or both free zone bay. Hona Kitike no. France against Poland. Lewandowski with team no. Or shall solid go be roof or the roof na say. Or shall free angle Mbappe baby or Peppa and a Kitike free bano. If shall be or ban in some 1 or ban in some 2 born in a number or ban in some free number and finally Olise no crab on decide say obeko for a Kitike. Now, it was a 1, 2, 3. Mbappe will say, no, my friend, you are not doing this again.
I don't know why I was so boshana. Because Kame will say, obey the message by say, the worker say, was this a winning Mbappe by Obeko bench. Meaning, also can be say, Abia boys, no imagine so many Mbappe, no, because Sakitiki, they are making. Also, your own passing my Mbappe, this hour. And the Yasen Babano, almost so bad. The players who have to, because Bomber Liverpool. Yes, I feel RB loves it. Yeah, boys we know. Boys we see them Bella respecting Mbappe.
What to me?
But do no money we no more Mobano. Mbappe didn't hine a good Giroud in a Griezmann so. But boys will be happening. Even though listen it round shaking, we are bad boys. But I want to one national team no musa. It was a friend Abakam for fro. Or Jenny Boot, no Jenny Jesse, I know a pen once him. I want check a cra. On be happening. A Kitike go no Mbappe celebrate here. But I was thinking say pattern radio to be traveling a pattern radio to be repeated. If it has to repeat the assembly Mbappe be running 1 2 3 na be abon e ko different volley ni dey share. I see. All of you share volley no. And the zone no. And a Kitike fire. Hona Kitike ba be go no. Because they say the coach never two top. Two top means Mbappe occupies the right side of the 4-4-2. Where Kitike occupies the other part. The Kitike free the other side on the it pushes Mbappe here. And you know, let's wait and see because okay, I don't know, move no. So my Mbappe movement you know abayakwa and we celebrate. About celebrate. But if the pattern continues, it is Mbaba. One was the born man of final. And when I'm a mentia, because yeah, Olise no so full say be our than be our na ye. So a Kitike on be better comparatively. Yeah, so in terms of shooting angles, and the Kitike the year say Mbappe, but from Mbappe. Sana was say you don't know Ibrahimovic more born or show you na muko celebrate na no say katana na oka bi akere ho a Diego Costa ni droba mo no go do be celebrate bi ba mo of celebration na chi no obi abakwa dwomo mienu an say na ka tu uyo host you na be jira nche ba ka bi akere we no or run it twice so be 4 times na ball na ba ya no we know this game obaka bi akere no obaka bi akere mo o man run say antu sa it is part of the game. And you tell them say Ibrahimovic money those guys no Hurricane no run here 1 2 3 so no they come Morgan Rogers on run free as eba Mbappe Bekasem. So we need to wait and see. Now Kasemi man here me there France 98 me share World Cup on live if Philippe France team no me na support France because Argentina team Hernan Crespo ne but it's 2 times disappointed big time.
Argentina team the big boys by France 98 but I'm a bit disappointed. Ariel Tiga said Simeone we say mo anu ani age but I'm a bit disappointed by France team we. Salas Michia captain Mercedes airport. Michel say oh in France 98 why did you take that red card? I was supporting you. And also you watch him say I was watching. You took that red card. So no blank na watch to ram blank. Oh you sealed. No di red card free mo no. Me who na portal me person me traffic chava person say busa question. And looking through that squad, you know, and you catch us Henry Bofree bench battle. You will love the Deschamps on the captain or sa squad you know. And was sad mo buy 2018 babeje and was also by 2022 abebo final. Yeah, won't be messy up no matter who you are. Say me na Pep Guardiola coach me no. Me na Ancelotti coach me because he's done that. But for Mbappe on the field because coaching in field and also getting close to the boss. Boys and in the chabo.
Hi. That's a more team one shen will be shakra store that's no problem.
Say no, just so doom ni ego ne kakra. Just so doom ni ego ne kakra. Yeah, to accommodate.
Boy, Mbappe, they are no big stage, so be a bonnet.
Yeah, just so doom ni ego ne kakra.
And the 2 World Cups, so a justified reason here. I also want to watch why the ball receiver at the final third.
Dear man, for what contest? And as a man, Nam we are say oh yeah, Ballon d'Or, but Mbappe is.
I would say the key.
For what contest? I didn't come on here.
Big boy status. Whoa, new, me that say.
So Black Stars so on.
Meza, but we are not about share Black Stars no. Meza.
Yo, Mbappe one go away from becoming equaling the record for the all-time top scorer for the French national team.
It will be to Giroud.
Will be to Giroud. Inti Newton asem na all cano. World Cup ni draw be because also extended numbers ni be more. Or the 90 to 95 games and the ASR record no. You see, he was the star, young star of the old generation. He bridged the gap between the old and the new generation. And now the new generation, he's the leader. The old generation, the J2018 World Cup, no sir. He was the young star of that particular team. We are only to in between, which is 2022. The old and the new ni fade off no. Or no, SRB Jina Musabe Gini din. And the new generation now basi say no necessarily leader. So difficult to say he's not the man that the French national team should be playing for going into the World Cup. He has proven himself. Is he worth it? Yes. Yeah. In 2018, on the Boamomoje World Cup, no. You can't N'Golo Kante, you can't Paul Pogba, you can't Olivier Giroud, but Shen was semi-final and the final. The performance against Argentina, Koku Marcos Rojo. Odi anono to nchen 2022 final ono ko agi game ne boss say me na mebo game no Messi mu she 2 no abeti 2 ni nyina Messi she third one no asa beti yes ade penalty koto penalty so no na di kan fa ball no so koto no ball first one asa to net. So he's your ideal man. You can't change it. Some people are born to be kings and Kylian Mbappe is one of them.
Yes.
For the French national team, whether we like it or not. You are the front four. None of them and in the national team no or better a chain Kylian Mbappe. Only say you are not better than Kylian Mbappe because he has seen it all and he has conquered it all. Coach ne penasem. The entire coach ne penasem omonte ase. Coach ni nim na hyase. Onimbra odru nim finfin kakra. Any bra wo aba be lead this particular crop of players. I'm not nim de wonimu. Any kwan akoda ne fa so a or the national team ni see ne bo atepo and he loves the French national team. Ono kwani player okasa ombo match a Didier Deschamps in complain bebre obekaya opra I think last year ho baby
na shape the last international break that was last year was it say about August September so October there no and November there no October November the last international break here
one more obia can asem Didier Deschamps ba no so there be munya akora na akora na home muya ne dem na em captain means san ne ensi china but you see the front four ni nyina na de bro money the come fast so interchange we anymore obi atimi bo 10 mane ye obi atimi bo 7 mane obi atimi bo 11 mane ye na obi asim timi bo 9 mane ye ekitike bo 9 mane ye Mbappe bona man ye. Dembele bona man ye. Maybe Olise and a best struggle kakra. But we are only free on my 7, 10, 11 no. Ni Olise bit ma bonina. That is a scary front four. And if they decide to bring in Marcus Thuram and Kolomwani, yeah, they are not bad options from the bench. Among the worst options are being. But no, I'm game nina. Now me concern the midfield of the French national team. For the backline, Newton Aka, Saliba, anyway, Omubo with more highline, they'll be in trouble. Unless the fullbacks or one of the defensive midfielders cover up for them. It's I heard the difference between Tramani and N'Golo Conte. This is why Didier Deschamps will always trust players or Joe Moody. You see, coaches and loyalty. It will blame you. You are all how.
Conte be Bobby. So
the loyalty aspect in the Brazilian national team, who was their best player yesterday? Casemiro. On na ye adwuma wo Real Madrid. Omo ba ye no. And when Casemiro born on Bodema, the Brazilian national team was quite difficult for the opponent to have say anything bad to talk about him. Certain tackle, I say Obia either Kylian Mbappe or Dembele nya Bobby. Olis or tracking na Casemiro tracking na over pace chain or tracking na ko yibo ni different him. And every single one of them no be a born in same the manner. So when you on one side and N'Golo Conte so the other side. Yaw Pogba pra kaunya consistency a work up with Kobe. Pogba pra. A little bit of consistency and you will be there. And yaw, for whatever the French national team is trying to do, be scared. And be scared. But my head teams now would winning, and yesterday there was even a conversation about it online about say teams don't now good attacks and mid football, more defense no questionable. I think for Brazil they might believe say in the absence of Marquinhos and Gabriel Magalhaes, they could come better, which I agree. Marquinhos excellent. Gabriel Magalhaes a form of his life. Omumi no mo national team no man say omo go anymore no. Rafinha ni nua Vinicius mo. They are not doing anything for the national team. Mo kind of credit fanchero omo. Rafinha ni nua, they are not doing anything. And a lot of people have raised proper argument to say European European born omo bona affected. You see, ade they are near their war. You see the Boko Jonita football
because I didn't know Brazil for Nankasa who ya even at the stadium
or more chanting
no supporters and they chanting name and our coach say I man discussing name and discussing game no me say Ancelotti to me nkase name bo private on for them this work up
you can big boy asem you see and now supporters in years ade no kobusa Casemiro post match say Neymar utin sem na okafa no you see omo nyina hia no national team nim you see I'm excited for this World Cup. It is the World Cup that will initiate the bowing down of great players. Kohe Colombia ne Croatia ne Luka Modric enra.
Luka say similar for so many ganas Luka Modric na man for so we know. A similar for say so many gold.
It will be the friendly matches Argentina so but no have Messi. No have games as Ronaldo who turn on but no have Ronaldo so. World Cup will be able to It's not going to be the World Cup for young players. It's not going to be the World Cup for these young stars. Now, the conversation will go on. But I think this is going to be a World Cup that will be decided by the big guns. Or more move feed out. And not Lewandowski more Poland the team.
And then
Dzeko, Bosnia. So is these old guys who are still carrying on with team on their shoulders? Oh, Nasa Jordan so last.
New na ne candidate no.
This camp. Oh, okay. No, this camp today. I'm excited for the future. So the Spain national team will also be coming in, and you have the likes of Dani Carvajal, Beba. Almost they will try and buy out. After there's only one young player. It will be a team going into the World Cup. That is Lamine Yamal. Who you if you want Makodabe beam? Akodabe beam. They are not enough. But for James Rodriguez and Croatia yesterday, Luka Modric, Otuadu Waduma yeah, Otuadu Waduma
your last World Cup, no, na day my pa, but we bedding. But the more, I'm so.
Panama, they may consider because Panama, they are my home when I.
Omono day a pill. Omono one day a pill.
Omono respect.
What is Africa for now?
What that is? I don't know, you know.
I say, just say Colombia, and you kind of say. Jamaica, any DRC,
and Jamaica for against New Caledonia for more bench on Bailey Mones because we say no for. I will properly watch them against the Congo, but I think the Congo are more than so was Kakra. By now, in Command, we should embrace ourselves to enjoy this World Cup of the players that will be bowing out. Embrace ourselves. Harry Kane World Cup we bruta. Also World Cup and so bar Harry Yow, share every single national team and those players. Bruno Fernandes in age saying, Cristiano Ronaldo age saying, yow, the top guys will come into Germany. Yow, on the Bermanoya or Waban who actually.
They woke up with it.
Or Waban who actually. And it is 48 teams. It's a one maybe a home patrol. And right, Italy for any DB. Emma who said they are eager to do anything to qualify. Yeah, a really slow start, aggressive. But I think yesterday I saw something. I said, "Twas Mankasa." The true identity of the Italian national team is not about the quality of the attack. Despite the fact that a Neymar be attack no one come, but in defense, yesterday there was absolutely brilliant in defending. What because the Northern Ireland phone, Kaumanu Tumu, and yaw. The Marco attitude and no game them, they are no committed to making sure say at the end of the day, Italy able to qualify to the next round in terms of playing the but Bosnia for the bedding. Because the Jacobo no bono said they can and run a very difficult. But it comes into context about who was the highlight of the game. Everybody is talking about Sandro Tonali. Yeah, just a winning Sandro Tonali. I've seen a lot of people question their abilities. You see, I could always pay free brush abano. No muhuni se obetima botise pelu. Obetima botise gatuso. Obetima botise obitise seed off. Now Brescia hono in common Koswa, and I was even surprised at Okoboma AC Milan because Juventus were literally pushing for him. Inter Milan. No more pushing. Top teams in the talents here were looking out for. But I'm happy send the form no because psychologically I've seen people say no about Newcastle form no form. Bema we pra ano koba yesaman ban. Utifie, do you think it is easy psychologically? Yeah, obe break akra. And any trademark. New team be ni Bobby or boy Everton Jordan Pickford year. The same zone and where Jina was a bo and no body say you know. But wait, one caught the other far post or call the near post of the goalkeeper. Be any trademark. Born a Basse na Panya, and he has been a center of discussion because Manchester United here a midfielder. Obiadi to me is Sandro Tonali is in the best position. Yeah,
Pep Crapeno.
Yeah, her born easy. One man drop you a buy na. Yeah, brutal. And if they can do something, you need young players like this to step up there. Bayao, Moise King 12 stars, 12 goals for the Italian national team. Are they finally finding their center forward? Mario Balotelli Domoko 2016. And of course she'll go against Germany. I say you know. After him, there have been a lot of players that have come. Guys, I know Pele Munina Befi from the call. But Ubusa will say Italy number 9 pie one. Matteo Retegui Bobia. Otimisho goes to the buyer. How consistent is he? Rasadori, how consistent? But Moise King gives you a box presence. Yeah, or more box presence, physical ability, winning physical doors, holding on to play, and finishing. She baby or didn't go on the store, yeah, baby or bob on the share. Or Bamuna, one spending time. This is what you want your center forward to be doing. And or the right form at the right time for the Italian national team, especially Fiorentina, and fighting for relegation. So many Moise King game go now, baby or Gina Yana ya baby or the born a toy, a bow post in this appear by and I'm say Kai. Italy for a mobile Tom William pass going into the World Cup, they have a player that could give you the box presence. And yeah, the Northern Ireland defense were struggling to meet up to him. Now who are Dino? Any day we are 9 Juma. Also your strikers be san be one more top part no and a year Juma or better but when the 9 is a Juma and he's proving himself to be a clinical finisher, they will need these young men to step up for them against Bosnia to qualify for the World Cup. Yeah, I want to see Italy in the World Cup. I want to see Turkey in the World Cup. I want to check here. Difficult game. But me Kenan you this. Nenra, he was the star of the day, despite the assist from Adagula. Yeah, no brutal. And you expect to see such kind of player at the World Cup. On the other part, I think other national teams, them can find a way to qualify at the end of the day. Yeah, almost feel no about Brepa and Damsgaard, brilliant. Memakase is the most underrated midfielder in the Premier League. Damsgaard, or the most underrated midfielder in the Premier League. Yeah, technical ability, intelligence, ball retention, yeah, passing range. So Brentford the ball game no who's obia relax it because he's your ideal man. But I'm looking forward to the rest of the qualifying games. Namia Duma, the play of Congo Jamaica. Yaw, you ever said the Ebeko. Poland, so you ever said you almost were born a deaco. But Conan the Yaw, maybe the medical Italy and Turkey should be at the World Cup.
Steve Bray, we are now Yeba Black Stars straight. I say before now new work and I'm so okay said was it last week and I'm here discussing so we need friendly matches because your last World Cup your boss with Zaland and Shomo Terreno you see team near you call carbon and consider no and you did be cool now in Bapa me as I say there is no friendly game because who drew Anna won your level they are called a year win and Kasa. Line up on the meza me will be cry me wanna you cry cinema me say source be cry say say oh I be a Benjamin Asare be koncha matches yadem na okay or say from camp or to say at Zigibedem Caleb Irenchimeko 2 na Alexander Jiku and Jonas Aditema bo e chire wona fe Corn and so a ball yesterday no Sibu any party double pivot and twice Semenyo Fatawish Saku Jordan Ayu and a fee a year Prince Monso and the Beshe and the Monty and yesterday if for the but you be room now for your side you be an a confirmed that yeah who said
I think a lot of it boils down from the last training or more and and I
play 2 games it be out
but as I am common maybe the Bibiacho
Steve Yankwe.
Yeah, and a lot of people actually Mbappe on the streets of social media, and I asked myself, is it that Omuhu Nana said the Wayane much more fascinating? And I said, the French side is built to dominate for quite some time, and they'll show more attacking strength in our wanna. And Maunhu said. ABR, baby, you could do last World Cup, no, a while they'll be hovering. Yeah, Matemo Nkoma Mudi Amuka N'Golo Kante, Luka Modric. When we are 5 years from now, you will not enjoy football again. So, best spend it time so I can ball. The interest in the from Kakra, and the reason is the quality you've watched. And why you are praising people right now? Who some more the twilight of their careers. And right now, Meshabor N'Golo Kante sprinting and then winning the bounty. Or your money, all free, and none of Bofu Kakra. N'Golo Kante, Baba, yes, I and a silence in a Kakra. Because anyway, no Asha Neomefe. What does it say? The biggest problem we are having, the challenge that we are having. I made a sponsorship and then ceremony say. People keep saying, why near question? No about India Stephen Odro. Into that quality, flamboyance of footballers are show monumenti. So ne okay say omeji way into ma. When say a waste of the time. To be a Modric at the age you boy or ball, could any be into me more. Me catch on. the next 5 years, you will not enjoy football the way you enjoyed it 10 years ago. Because game no asasa ama unya still ni wom great na ya na ehun football no individual show na unhu ni yie no. We say Brazil team here. So the blaster bet me a show mo. Football na ya na levels. So say o measure how ready you are for the World Cup. You need to test against Argentina and then France. And I know Brazil for any Papa na friends Ancelotti echo try. Who say there is a lot of work to be done. France called down by a man for more than 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then in that period, almost how could she go? It should tell you how ripe the Wontumi shame Mbappe explosiveness. There be a kind of once I say Obiano also comparing it to Mbappe. But I do a modern yardstick and measure players. No, that level no attract. Why is it that will be a serious World Cup? But also be that is football. Football, I shall see in a month for year to me 1930s.
Messi per World Cup.
Yes.
Now, we be full say or Jim Kwan you be crowned as the greatest of all time. Name Mbappe na the 2018 World Cup.
Inti obi pe validation of the greatness in the game. No? Obi share the game and I say with the World Cup. Adiana obi pe validation. That is what he used to announce it himself.
No, not just a member.
Not just a member. Inti me can say. And Nami Busa says, oh, the greatest and the best individual performance in the World Cup final. Players are here now, Mundi. And then Mao Zidane the N98. And I'm Mao Pele the 58. Yanshe game ni be back in your clips, except of Senior Ekoye. And then Yasha Mbappe in 2022. Even before the 2022, ushered the run of France into the 2028 final. Now, he was 2018. He was a key member. In the Mbappe, ne we baby na Champions League. Ne na mpesa modern drag into conversation. Boys now honor. In fact, skill set. So be explosive. Player be worth the money paid to watch him. He is that guy. Kylian Mbappe. I was just he dress rehearsal be as a opeso mu has and ni no ye okay until no test ya. As old do ye be as no I just be born son me them oh Kasare say Brazil for no they have a long way to go. This is not a typical Brazil side. Omu team no abofo match. And I calculated attempt that Europeans you know and I here for a very long time. Into who batch or match it. Brazil nyano hon tesa say when yan liberation freedom. Why? Because tesa dia yeti hey cocoa ne diamond ne gold ne nyina yeko he baba be fako wa we find it no wasan akoto bi aba sa no my Brazil for so on be fa youngsters na mo peska nzo mo talent no ye be refine o you be programming on their way. I want to mean BT into our game. It is a Brazil struggle, no to mean you walk up and for many years. The talent na munso mo yard. Hey, Vini yard you yes 17. Okay, Madrid goes in Castilla. We will program him our way. So I think Commander says.
Yes.
So Senye the magician, Messi. On Di Maria da Argentina team numa. Omunya a very good goalkeeper in Emi Martinez. Me I say what is so special about the Argentina national side? Why I scan through the squad. Edien, Tagrafico, Molina. We say almost so, but omunya the key. Omunya just half of a catalyst be. But so we Spain team see what have a boss Sergio Ramos. Hey. So what I say, Javi Iniesta, these are key players. But Brazil midfield, Guamara, no one. And we'll be as so much say. Obviously, Brazil number 9 partner Brentford striker and elbow. Brentford striker. And on the lead elbow Brazil. João Pedro. So Brazil benyo omo ho ate ebeche. They should start believing in their own coaches now. Send no omo ye previously no. No more sign forces say player ninya ebia 20 years is not moving from the shores of Brazil. That they will get their game again. Omu game now, then they will get the
start dominating
the world dominance once again. But the omu ye I think the Europeans will continue to dominate. Akwana sa akwaya DB. But yeah, I'm denouncing my love for Liverpool because of one disgusting thing on my ear. They have disrespected Mo Salah to the highest level. With video no money Jamie Carragher koye. Jamie Carragher tena baby share na idea say or no opinion. Say or rank Liverpool greatest Salah be sit. It's a football na era. Wa bra, the greatest in the Premier League era for Liverpool. Aye Mo Salah
has been since Salah.
I now see a week in May. Now say Jimmy Carragher and rank officially as komo okodi wo ba bi.
You require the anyone be
yes
or no overlap.
Yes.
So no yeah or class asem no.
And a club na friend the camera see so rank. It's very disrespectful. Me nim say me ahofa no.
So when you say a rough tactics been a
yes
Liverpool for you.
When the guy said the club is throwing me under the bus,
it was true.
We had a problem with it. But where a confirmation of Asama Salah kind.
Wow.
Ni omone Jimmy Carragher. Say Liverpool ni himself a club I respect revere cherish it. But Unkophobia the biggest critique of Mo Salah. And then see Gerrard say on ranking Liverpool greater. He will rank Salah ahead of Onwa Gerrard. That is football. Those who know the game. Omu who obi oni oye game now. Omu tuche mo. Ade asem na Hazard kind. I'll say he's been great with Chelsea, but of course Salah near man no. Salah a bit ahead of him. This guy has been on the neck of Salah. Onu ne holding the team down. Onu ne yese. So if you want to give Salah a befitting goodbye, and near my way here at this point, that way no, there should be somebody our follow game nature from the 80s. Or a historian, somebody who has seen the various eras of football players or ball for Liverpool. I said, yeah, refer to him. Until the club Liverpool wants to tell us, say, on only ni metrics be out the ranking on one ni players in terms of greatness, but about falling on an ex-footballer. What did the American say? Club on it as an institution, or new ways or the better ranking on one players. So great, no, anyway. But over follow on Obi. Why are the biggest critique of Mo Salah? So one ranking. Premier League, called Premier League back started in 1992. Change by Liverpool GBO. This guy has won it twice for them. And oh yes, and Osaje awards baby. It is a Henry Koto Barcelona team. Na Omoje Champions League. Na able players on based on the numbers. Narrow down to the brilliance. The brilliance of Henry alone. But team in that perform it. And now we are the any other talent in our shame. But Salah from day one, first game against Watford, he never looked back. Until season here, winning any problem. Club season in super sao. There was a season they needed Alisson Becker so Nebeshe go beyond San or Champions League slot. But Enumpono, na Salah still performing. Okay. So to get Carragher on board, say minimum in what capacity or my friend, say or share an opinion on a different media platform. Na club na the cameraman is on ranking. Na player na say player na Mohammed say he's a great. No ranking no. Sit in there. Carragher has the right to share any opinion, but officially as a club, you don't invite Carragher. Now opinion no share no baby no. Or may the same thing. But a player it is very poor, and because of that, I will go with my Sunderland.
Okay.
Yeah.
They say what Jai Liverpool.
Oh, what they did is it's disrespect. I hate disrespect. There will be a piano. For the man or send it here. You can let him go.
Because come on different platform.
And a more
never most man be or more some official.
Yes. Why do you fall on him? Say club yes.
Say Gerard
you play a
Fernando Torres.
You play a BA frame. Club in your ma or they regard a player as a great honor.
Okay. See, I don't know.
Oh, it's
no,
I would have. No, it's
only Liverpool.
Oh, it's nonsense. What they did, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, they are show.
It's over.
Me person mature there. They road to greatness. Say a studio.
And you better.
Say you catch us at your Eugenia. I only have been at say oh. To say Shatawale, me tis omo ye de Diana me why Shatawale Stone Boys new to aye bibi why rap bi ani yes oh do no ni na pio what is will be ye bi me bra ya de channel me invite mu no but no win here you win the fans of your initial no mo so call different community oba aton so dia we na ye great oh na we beat omo it conquers the area inti so onya Kumasi enclave ni wia then you say akwa bi so wa Accra no akwa tinedi that is the journey of the success, the trajectory of Obi Bewe great, you know. It is how started from Babin Kakran and Abeduro. So what I say, it is how per se or downplay the efforts now. Go back and trace how he started. And yet easy for somebody to be there.
That's right.
It is a Nipana Bano Atinia Bayan Nyoma Weya, to which Liverpool have an enviable brand when you a lot of sponsorship, when you a lot of financial gains. When you a lot of laurels, you don't allow yourself to be treated this way. No, I will just watch them as a football club. But say being so much into them as I don't think. I've always been at Sunderland and in Liverpool at the same time. I love their energy.
And you only put two and
no, there be
side chick in Tina.
It's not about side chick. The way
you have a side chick.
That guy, it's no good. He doesn't deserve that send up.
Well, you have Black Stars, Sharak, Mon Seti Tony Man, Mome, and Grace Ashley, and you be 2 minutes be now you're from Bra, I have Black Stars, Austria, and I have Bomo Chrono Campono from Union Sport TF, Mamona de report, and so a banty, a banny about Black Stars, a ball at the Tia Austria, 5 p.m. a kickoff. And a match no ebebaso we are next week Ghana Germany and also bebaso to ado me hu ensano me hu ensano tournament we there enya guji
no bagawaya
we can form no kitane ni
bra na samanya
squad no say the two coast friend squad no
na samanya
wo friend batch some bo wi amu kofi fu from so ba
ya hurricane form bi obi asamanya obi
afa omo bobo friend bo wi amu kofi na se kan wan fo abebo team.
Hurricane phone bi obi asemanya obi.
Na monye jimonim.
Phone bi obi asemanya obi.
Yate.
Jiku ni Maguire, mefa Jiku. Jiku Maguire, mefa Jiku.
It's all patriotic into enye.
Jiku oni ani to hear me. Jiku Maguire.
To me.
Edu mefa Maguire Jiku. Yawo, onye sa mistake no.
Simbo part over declarize ni Elliot Anderson. I don't know what's real.
That's a bunny now. Boy, and this I don't know what's it.
Oh, there be.
Mobile cooking road.
Now I hear no station master with a box to him.
train ball no. The same thing to France in France 98. Steven Guvac, I don't know me boni. On this season, I know when he was at an Henry, sir, it's a friend of free bench air support. Steven Guvac, one more any shot on target, but on ball games in area systematically. Now, I'm a Jackie, the system of the call France 98. So Giroud, technically, young pass, young dribble, young lake, young playing the sunny, money, baby, no, Giroud from about aerial prowess, aerial dominance, aerial superiority, Giroud at the back. So not a complimenting Mbappe the speed in the movement, no. But right now Mbappe is really aging. Ni no one 17 no. What the coca 4-2-3-1 no one, just Mbappe our box no. Na our box no, just a 10 minute so. It's a kitty can about see her. Usmane Dembele about say. Now these two boys, you know, omo box no more. They think of finishing more than assisting. It all these players here that among some Mbappe said here. Giroud ne Griezmann some Mbappe 2022 no. Emma so sa.
So when you know be anya go no obeshe. Olise to an extent now because Ebiana the focus near more of assisting. Yet when I go no so she.
Yeah.
But na de ne as I said na Ekitike ka say Olise mom na ya assist man share no an goal. For Ekitike said o dey sala. Omo yem say Fred mo betimi awie there. Because the camera no toss straight and I na picture and say it's so direct output them so movie and say software ni bibia no so me ka some chira
next year ka u post atare ke dey pen be fefo no ho and say ya we can next year be file processor honorable say na o kan za ngwa na o mo kwati
and say na no ya you pen turu na kwase no
esrawo
na dey kokoko because on va bi o kan no e so na nkora no kwase no say na no
me fresh anti regional minister
oh there's one na call the red page
oh no
na the red page ko fa
eno akra mi hu
what one why you ka
eno aso mi hu so na mo
so no fa
so geji fo fra kwase
I want to have a coffee.
So some
so now reporter say be at Zigebe starting and then against Australia. If I make gather say I'm person be our brain and resting and I'm fanning start Germany. Germany yet said you want England and then Bono. The name is what name is a European country, but European or Australia or but what the Australia to Germany now.
Okay.
In that pecking or down Germany for now.
And that's just an injury.
No. That's friendly matches they say be the end of we be start we be free bench aba on a good day Chouameni start man Kante every bench mada
yeah
World Cup no obi anya no fair share
yeah
because Wales no kra na target some be qualify for World Cup no kra anya yi
now Kante senye pra ni bie ya project na go se ba conference Chouameni on dress
yeah so enye pra
no. Say
Pradia, media me enema drink me ntiase.
Tinkona we san koda ba kono.
Yeah.
Oh, David.
Udabino for reason by. Me pe Dabino pe reason by. Dabino me pe reason kruntia.
Okay.
Statistics be that.
Yeah, try 5. E bana sanity dia. Tell say probable dia me gada no.
Dia o gada no pe dia o gada no chi no na o de ma ye say. Dia wo sa ti bieu ne say asare bebe Germany no. Na me bisa say reason ye pra na be a training ground so no asare puli bibi hamstring ketu abi
say dey okay you bet me a come match him manu susumi na so be asare puli be a warm up no say tizigi be dem I won't try na better na betu
you try tizigi you try no
sana meka no
now
they don't so more them
do try bibi na far
I just also now first and second choice.
I know to be person bisa say o try bibi so na far now you realize
it's good to have a better now some kind of say be a similar replacement good backup
for why
for number one
it is sorry number one
the last time I must say Asare number one but why a contender I just had about this guy so
Otuado Nankasa in the interview I can say as he remains Benjamin Asare and the number.
No, I'm not speaking to the coach.
Okay. So the last time we made the discussion,
we were discussing. I'm not general crab. I said, bro, for now you see, watch us. I'm so and Asare number one but or per se.
Yeah.
Then I think this decision even confirms here discussion have it. So if he's a contender, meaning so near Tizigi now, you need to try them in the 2 top friendly games to do.
So I don't know make I say. Me my say. Whatever be the case, you know, I wanted to see Asare against Austria. Not twice ko Germany the room. Not twice ko Drew. Yeah.
Coach Nekasa to the
no, me person I want him to speak. Me as make Kasa, I want him to speak. Yeah, so open up right now.
What do coach it?
What do coach it?
Me coach you, bro. You know, last time I want Asare to
play and now win the film that one the two horse run off from
now. Already just to win. I never be just in the book. I'm not so hefty so. And it's a good idea. Yeah. And no credit division 2. But me pesa sorry at that Austrian game. I don't want people at the camp to be saying oh and yet artists get a better. Ye Timo, ye GD. Say yet artists get a better. But friendly games in the door, so your Austria, your Germany, your Mexico. We also have a Wales in Tino. When you mean che artists give me that way. Nah, you quit kakra. Or as you was satisfied na way. What would the person channel? At least gini so be our mabak biom krana. Well, nya Australia. Okay, no actually. Then it be a Germany drew. If I say, I don't want us to prepare with that mentality at all. And now listen. Say ka listen back how kono na be start here, you know.
Listen to them.
Yeah, I listen by kono na be start. Saliba ko France kono na be start. Me say friendly games say about be drew no. You're free try and error mu. Listen to this very carefully. You're free try and error mu. Baby adru margin of error e kakra bi. 2019 AFCON qualifies. Na yebo wie ya yebo call main tournament no. Ghana and South Africa ball friendly game. Ghana and Namibia ball friendly game. Oh Dubai. Ali Jabbar Sports Complex. TJ Super Cabrera ball Sheikh Tofik. Everything you do in those friendly games, you know. Yeah. Oh yeah, to reflect whatever is going to fall on the World Cup and I say major championship I economy. First of all, they didn't choose Austria. They didn't choose Germany. I didn't have Wales because we feel say Germany knew Wales ever made the best picture England at the beba. Then we went down to Eastern Europe. How now Croatia for no, Austria for no so ha. Yes, South Panama into Mexico for us so ha. Yes, I know the anything. So okay say Omar Saran start here. At Ziggy comes in. Obama excellent performance. He gets confidence. You see a prebako. Na Germany aba. Now Asare has to match up whatever Atizgi did. Maybe pesa mental battle no the Asare at this point of the tournament. Pesa battle no. Whatever Atizgi here against Austria or born homodin, he excelled. Obia discussing so him Ghana have for. Ya bonus so Atizgi ya we then Germany comes on. Now the Asare kotum.
The pressure, man.
Why are you inviting a problem as a coach? Asare Susu excellent performance against Germany. Why are you inviting a problem? Or vice versa. Asare acquire error against Germany. Why are you inviting a problem? Otto. So what be uncommon more? I think he had against Austria. Asare by error against Manusu Suminaso.
Way instance.
Yes. So who Asare against Germany? Now you Mexico and you Wales. They are in our bay. Almost have their Tizgiaba back into the picture. So I was actually the or we call it Asare. So in order to avoid this, Asare now has the key. And I know one. Atizgi nyamaye. Nanya haso na be warm Atizgi. If you don't have a number one answer at this point, our tournament ni do so there. We edeke wu. Auto trim. We number one a wu. Yeah, discussion na ye bi na technical team ni 50-50 or technical team no. It is never 50-50. So me there, but I've spoken to just the situations a bit me see. If yeah I say so Atizgi ni so Asare ni we na kasa we na continue. Now take off. Bibi bet me see. Na fe issues abaho sa department no kwa. And abasa yen that's the set on your tournament no. number point number 2 before I go game no Otowado me sure say adwuma waye on for Manchester City clips since Anton Semenyo baye ono Otowado no na on the technical team no do ogini di pa technical team no ho ni nyina no obi ara coach ni agini di on equal level oji bimu DC bi mo on from nipa 1-2 bi no no mo nhwe game no Anton Semenyo Man City no on hwe the clips ne saa wo dem ono nko a owi a on fra Semenyo after dinner o invite no
so him fa na wo me do ba obeye adwuma na mame
pe
men ko impose ade no woni pa no so
obahu bibi awo videos num Semenyo ba mu say ohu se pepe bona wa ohu se ya okwa ebi si so pepe dressing room no ni ho but a technical common e pepe utimi analyze games ni because oh ya no say me starting sport to have me receive ball na me kwa anytime no o catch top target man say or engage 2 center backs no me also engage ma me move me nko box no bi in corners o ma me kwa box no but without the ball no o say me drop into the halfway line no me stay to because of the pace na me gina so me gina vertical me nko diagonal so that me stretch back line no he has to have this conversation with Antoine Semenyo separately
and to say your bobo we na coach edge title now you play and coach no be bram catch us say thank you na player say dabi me mum na was me da wase a e kan dey because Pep catch us and say like thank you repeatedly thank you I don't somebody shows dabi thank you.
I'm glad you've seen this clip. Sure. Someone can say yani ekase o ma me no papa mbehwe wa ma osia ba na wo behwe wo mo amomo se tutu na wo hwe na ma ne se tutu nya de oye ma wo no na ka wo da na se no ba so ma metimi di nkomo se me ba we di kama nya no a but wo ya adwuma bi na o repay no but o se nkama nya no a Pep is probably going trophyless ka wanya trophy we ya Champions League no abelo atena san we know say premiership no we all say Arteta has to have it so trophy we waje or the ashaha now or appreciate players no form by English boys no go my gay name we no form by no but Semenyo on the other hand last time out of Blaster camp ba as one of the players a free small clubs ever on say sakode ye man your friends sakode say and others enko
so wa enko na so sakode na yede I gbe dem enko be na sak ni mu na
who the other
and Semenyo a big boy umpo
yes
of Manchester City
and eba
on Pep and a year juma
in the space of 1 week
so to say the wokano coach ni mo ma Semenyo no nkyere no say nyere ka so ba onya hwe
yeah
so oba no epe so ebibi dia then it means the Pep na Semenyo en slake e wo match bi a wabomu no ye man that similar role
na asem na wo kana de ana etai unim say ebi ya otokro betime Pep di nkomo Semenyo are you aware of that every say one machi but the ana yeta discuss no aye medical team no communication yes so Ghana medical team na free Arsenal medical team no the coaches can call each other oh let's chat Pep I have your player say no abona ba so obeka fo Semenyo pa we are not chance say no obeboa no omunyina na manage Semenyo injury and all of that say na obeboa no cause oh mo betima body full minutes ha me betima body 70 minutes use according to your system something and a bunny say no eboa Semenyo uni say Semenyo say obenya ni yie pa na iso o ma no bon chen ho to have more freedom na ono opebo no na so ompebo no space even though he has speed near there but opebo no na so no de ko Jordan so ope on na so no so de ko so you need to have a center forward or box room to occupy the center backs na Semenyo no ebe ko no my busy no timi akoshe goal no or be fa no na full back ne ko no afa wa ha no akoto say on say movement na make no sana Man City into obono with Haaland Marmoush obono with other attackers the movement and the positions of other players no would impact on Semenyo. What is Hakim Obama Morocco now call PSG freedom no wo be or bia no person in bia no nam now with that kudus I think the final third everything we do no it has to suit us into Semenyo now yaw o line up na boy no Otowado I'm sure say he's worked so well on these boys
That could see any creative number 10. In my opinion, make for double strikers. But mebo back coach na back coach. I do kwa banana bondi be United former striker no. Me didn't be Jordan echi on dropping uncle. And my boy say haku all right. No boss menyo e wa na Jordan a cut up. But Jordan has to be disciplined. Discipline us in the sense that it's so boss at number 9. Jordan per ball no ball to second striker at number 10 sir. But this is a pure a poacher's role. Somebody to hang out around the box. So wait me at the stadium is a haku prince. I do come now semenyo a Barbara box in movie. A Kobana we can have a foreman attacker. About converting to 4-2-4 with Calibri and Thomas Partey protecting them behind that line. And I think say you beat Senaya Marvin Nay
likely lineup no share say Yenchilebo 2
Enchiko no Sibo Abapati ho for continuity and consistency. I think so opponent for no subebusa questions. Opponent be on maybe here Caleb 6 like England no Sibo ne Thomas Partey they will crack us down. So maybe Otto has to give us the best of performance, but with Mezane Sivo Esoso Wahano meant me encore match sir. My family didn't see her.
No, pa. Keep on the Nikwansi son. Keep on the Nikwansi son. Say your best is a goalkeeper. It should be the third choice. The Oma friend are on Dabida.
I think you see Fernanda Korea or say Japan there in back.
Because Beza, the thing is that you've had a goalkeeper keeping at the World Cup 3 games, competitive games. Wabo qualifies. What again are you looking for in the goalkeeper?
The Adrian Mania about some of these discussions here, said, and maybe a Tremono may have confidently said they said Benjamin Asari and the number 1.
Yeah.
Just maybe due to Nkoma and Ekosu Ghana had journalists say na Benjamin Asari on the behalf of you say what did they mention as maybe I may know who didn't come on Primpria ye didn't come. No one is maybe the starting number 1 for the Black Stars. It also will be a no measure. And the 2 top now, mono will see choose back free mo. And then the main choice goalkeeper no. Or near the more ball those two top games, So but that is me. My dream, that is not a stated cemented fact. What did they mention? I said it's just
coach. Most coach also grant interview say
during those times,
okay.
I check. I said
okay. Current interview now.
Benjamin Asari issues by I said on the house and near South Korea and anyway no. Oko bini na sa statement ni by. But as it stands now, the World Cup in my idea, I don't think Utuado has actually established a technical team no Mabekan who is in the Bekase. Benjamin Asari on number 1.
So Meza thinks that there's a country called Ghana and still decided between 2 goalkeepers.
Oh, and I say
at this point. And Meza agrees to that. You agree to that?
Yeah, boy, question 5 from
Freezam said the football.
So said the say by now, I know very sure Sebia percentile be 85% win about 3, win about 8, win about 7. Maybe a goalkeeper want to still more.
Then we are doomed.
Oh, okay.
No, we are not doomed.
Okay.
Oh, I be currently one Germany national team goalkeeper number 1.
And Germany is so money.
So they are still.
One free retirement, mama.
It depends on the options you have and the kind of goalkeepers you pick as your number 1. For Brazil, Obe set you as an example. We are seeing United and name say.
Alison Ama.
What Odama Liverpool starter or be setting goalkeepers France, Mike Mignon. What did they mention as an But Germany they are still doing and thinking about who becomes their number 1. I think there are other national teams who are also trying different goalkeepers to also understand who becomes their number 1 at the World Cup. Even Spain, you say no. And Yemen say, Obi Abeka now, you nice, Simona, almost a friendly match, not a Ryan and them. The following game, almost an one Garcia, Ubekas of winning number 1.
Spain, no, over one Garcia. Where is statement to? Not come stories and person here, but near a foreigner. One guy say on dress it about stories no children on dress it. On dressing, you know what it means. The technical plan for the game, no, when you're part of it. but one Garcia no otie de Kubasi kai na Kubasi say no mo ye training and a call up the buy unya otie okay and o catch one Garcia say calm down now no one Garcia fena Kubasi mo na say can say calm down you think the coach has to start you are Barca for fans all Ghana say he's the best goalkeeper in the world so on kwache look anima we no so one hwe ya mcheche mu ya o the name be decided.
I don't think you take this thing to be something.
It is very serious.
No,
I'm telling you.
No,
if when I can say, me mo game we na me wo yet. Let's wait and see. I'm saying this. Me mo game we no issues we say beba. And Otobedu no ho if he does that. Odo on fan asem so I want us to wait. I'm speaking to time. After game we will be back here. Or alternative between the two and then we can see.
Who becomes your number one goalkeeper? A big deal our every tournament.
And that is what they are deciding on.
No, by now they should know who is the number one ahead of them.
Because I saw them.
Yeah. Me say I say no go for by having civil aka say.
I say we no go 5 p.m. no more.
That will be nice pa.
You call last World Cup when they die.
Atizigi.
Okay.
And there's also World Cup experience in now.
You see,
but I want
these are two goalkeepers who are fighting for a certain position.
One question. As a pundit, are you impressed with Atizigi output for the many games Awadama Blasters and Ninti? He warrants an answer is 2022 another World Cup starting bed for the period that Atizigi abeda.
You're limited to the World Cup.
Yes, from that time.
I saw World Cup on one of them. Said definitely I was impressed.
That is. If you were impressed, fair enough. But I feel say, you're serious with business. Atizigi has proven that Olakinyo maybe to be a number one at a major tournament for Ghana at this point, regardless of the Wakunya or 2022. No? And see, I can see a detailed analysis of the goalkeeping games. Our any mistakes are why na you clips ni trying bibia cherewa. You agree with me. Because
they said this game no maybe wouldn't you tell me they said this game no maybe Atizigi might okay
still we are not say about
because there are numerous games you were to say the last time no has a share kotoko no me catch you say near asari be a routine saves
on a normal day goalkeeper be
yes. Be a routine a goalkeeper is supposed to know a basic. It is our number one at the World Cup or experience World Cup. Are there a basis, if continuously or making errors in that tenor, you can't trust him to be your number one for another serious goalkeeping. A big deal. So goalkeeper, that is where we value the importance of good goalkeeper.
And Tottenham coach here, so McKinsey started the first Champions League or Metropolitano.
Yeah.
I'm Bobby.
Yeah.
Turn down the analytical game, no.
Blasters on for a decade. You have struggled to get a very good goalkeeper. Go back to the 2019 AFCON Ayakoye. Go back to 2015. The reason Ghana NJ AFCON partly due to poor goalkeeping. We've had serious issues with proper goalkeepers. This goalkeeper is winning you the trophy. 2015 we had go back and check the time of the Blasters, the sort of goalkeeping our demand. In 2019 Ghanaians were calling for Felix Annan to be imposed. You call AFCON Tunisia ye free. Ghanaians were calling for Felix Annan then with Kotoko to be in a post because now I call that CAF Confederation Cup. No? That was a Confederation Cup. Kotoko call group stage. Yes, we free ho. Na ayaba oforiaba na oko na zigiaba na ofori asabaje. Check the last AFCON ayekoye.
Richard Ofori.
The routine goalkeeping error. Go back and check the basis. So many goalkeepers coach, but me be omo aya me busa bibi omo ka kire me hu so no say this positioning it is a omo ya walk ra na omo bebo free kicker. From where I sit and what I've learned from the goalkeepers trainers means a positioning of the goalkeeper no will cause a problem. Ediamano. So what I say, and that is what I've seen with Atizigi over time. The height in the BBR if favored to be the number one, but the output omo be ye training bi at the Accra Sports Stadium no the ball no jogo ball Pate make comment bi say enye de ehie ni e boy anso na ahye wo obefa ne say
in a jovial
way. I don't know if obi chance upon that video
and they say nyina yakọ kan bi hu bi yete bi
yes
but so waso an wo no obi a wo konkon se ni awonte
yes so
wo konkon se ni ba
yes minim so obi ka is asem na or the ball no yi skill or jago sa na pata yes I may be wrong maybe at the player no but clip no say when you boy are not film. So players are related. The reason we are saying it because your band players is say working with them closely. So player in your cancer ape untrusted the person imposed. Into goalkeeping a serious issue. If Asare Etimian negotiated the World Cup qualifies the year through her, he should be he has been tested against Korea. Yenya an Asian side. Yakobo top European side. He should still be in the post. So person obi for ba e obi a yeni ehunu no anasa yenhu no the number of games that has been the problem amenya with the handlers of the Blasters. When you call up Felix, one man a chance to prove himself. Oma Razak Abalora by far I feel say one of the finest goalkeepers and Kibenya yenya plan by now no but Abaroa a mistake against Morocco. We killed him by some mistakes now. Lawrence Atizigi, I 15 in the Blasters. He's still with the Blasters. Oh. I keep details of everything. That is why me catch us a player we and far. 10 and far.
Me can say Ziggy and Makumaku 15.
Oh, me catch us a player we ni game ni the here we or yes I did not. Yembuild the Samir J the Richard Kinson the NB. Now we'll talk about Unai Simon Raya. The reason we are saying that is that for 3 or 4 consecutive seasons, he has proven to be that goalkeeper. And then man for toy over who becomes the Premier League player of the season. Bruno, whoever. Bruno doesn't deserve to be the player of the season. It's very rare. Because everything about Arsenal is not about Gabriel Magalhaes or Declan Rice. It's that goalkeeper in post. But Omo position, you know, Debiano, we overlook that position until when a team is struggling with a goalkeeper. That is when we recognize that keeper we are there. Look at it as Andrew Onana. Oba, you know, but goal post never a spotlight for discussion. Why? Because there were a lot of errors. But so yeah, the end of weekend and weekend, you will not recognize him. You will be tempted to praise Bruno. But the goalkeepers at the my game, that is why at Omonje Ballon d'Or. No.
Sanala men's be keeping post 3 and Obian.
Obia can allow to. My on starting your mistake, you recognize the goalkeeper. So Argentina need Emiliano Martinez. There was no way they could have won the World Cup. Ultimately, AFCON with a poor or bad goalkeeper. Inti Hassan had of Egypt. Argentina Debia Ebonidi. Unimi Idris Kameni. Of Cameroon, Canadian Wayne, yes. Zambia for the AFCON the final sign in recent years a lose. Who?
On Onyadio.
Why?
Barry.
Onyadia on for Munje. Onyadia in your eye.
But you see, even the Ivorians themselves. No. Even Ivorians themselves. Yeah, you knew. Even the Ivorians even knew said the standard they've had with goalkeepers. Barry, by Barry said that near Obia. You see, there's another. There's another school of thought in here. Say, you see, we are making discussions that the two of them we need to decide, but we don't know what the technical team have in mind in terms of who becomes their number 1 goalkeeper. But in the nutshell, if you have a goalkeeper like Atizigi, and I'm telling you, say, walk up by Yakoboye, who bet me pinpoint one moment, because you're ninety na Ghana, a lusu game A game B. You can't pinpoint. One, number 2, or your experience were born at that stage in it before, as compared to Benjamin Asare on board that stage in it before. And at the back, Ghana Pani say a tournament say a mobile who say number 1 year, or Mokrane call Moye Basano. Because the tribunal when him say whatever he or she does. So maybe in terms of the coaching department, they know who is their number 1. But in a nutshell, they need to create a contention for these 2 goalkeepers. Okay. For Bia to believe and see, say, any coin say Obi, and then we see Yako Afcon. I was in Ivory Coast. Richard Ofori, me trimu ya ne dedede because aka chen so na obi anim say we chirofu number 1 yeah but answer say today me say answer say today new I was there and see when they came to the tournament new let me tell you that neba new just that is after the tournament. And Obi question say goalkeeper they say before we went to Ivory Coast they knew their number 1 Obi anim say number 1 na Richard Ofori. It on one more train another goalkeepers never be but you look at the attitude and you know say Obi is on number 1. Now let's allow the technical team to do what will help them in the next 2 games. Me say friendly matches we me attention cramponi resource because Australia e ko bono be press here papa. Then press and rag the team no some match.
No, I was some match. Your time now for. But after 5, you try 5 in the bona. Why the best start? Why the best start? I told you I'm not against that. So I watch never. Mon kojima home. Mu kasa momre.